Last we left off the Disaster Brigade. They defeated the Coven and helped out a friend, but they also learned more about the guardian of the forest, who once protected the lands and now is set on destroying them. You also carried out the requests of several of the dead that you spoke with. In the case of Melanie, you're going to escort her mother to the heart of the forest to see her daughter once more, to say goodbye, so Melanie can rest. You have not seen hide nor hair of the hags again, though you have had encounters with other wildlife in the Snake Woods. You've not encountered any kind of fiend like this. The story of Kira is winding and twisting, but in one day's time you'll know the answer of whether she is a hag or not. And you also know, despite her coming from a bit of a broken home, her father has gone into the forest, from what everyone understands, and is looking for her. It's not particularly safe to be in the Snake Woods. It never really was, but in light of the hags and the decay, it's grown more dangerous, as any of the loggers would tell you. But that didn't stop him. So he is wandering in the forest and is out somewhere looking for his daughter, supposedly. You're not sure if that's true or not, but that seems to be what everyone is under the understanding that everyone has. So you guys wake up in the morning after getting a room, a couple of rooms, in one of the local inns, and it's time now to go find Melanie's mother and start your adventure back into the Snake Woods.
John, because I can remember from our last session, did we actually talk with the authorities of the town about telling them that the hags were no longer a threat?
No,
I don't think
we
so.
are
No.
we're waiting until after we figure out what's up with Kira, because remember we told her mom that we hadn't dealt with it yet? We lied. So we're waiting until we know what's wrong with Kira, and then we'll tell them, hey, the coven has been broken.
Okay. So I think your mic is having like
It's because I'm in the kitchen. I'm cutting up my son's hot dog.
Also, okay, I just didn't remember if we had done it or not.
Also, I wanted to do some researching, if that's okay at some point.
Right, because you had to leave so part of the way through it. So you headed off to do research. Let's do that first, and we'll handle that, and then we'll do everybody waking up in the morning. So what kind of research did you want to do about the guardian of the forest?
Mostly I wanted to have him research points of corruption of nature, wildlife, and forest, curses, and how the correlation is between the spirit of between the spirit and the forest, and how you could hurt forest spirit, practically. If that's compressed down enough.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not sure.
You want to look for information about how one would hurt a forest spirit, specifically this kind of fey or magic-like entity where it's solely a creature of magic. It's not just like it once was a living animal. This clearly is the embodiment of the forest itself. So you're kind of looking up for guardians like that. Yeah, go ahead and do investigation first, because you got to look for like a library or a archive somewhere that would have information like this.
Do I get some boon because I have to research a trait? No, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can roll an advantage. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm so glad I changed my trade.
Yeah. You're a nerd, so you have advantage looking for libraries. That makes sense.
You can smell them.
Books are that way.
Turns into a bloodhound and searches for the smell of old, dusty books.
Okay, that's my investigation is. Why did I forget? It's been a while.
That's okay.
My investigation was actually 18 together.
18? Okay. Yeah, you're able to find. It's not a library; it's an archive. So it's sort of like a historical record of the town. So you can actually find the history going way back when. It's got a bunch of other stuff, but it also keeps basically like manuscripts and stuff. So it's got like publications that were published in the town. So any kind of like when a publication first came out, a copy of it got sent to the archive for Esmeralton. That's not. Yeah, that's where we are. Haha, I was right. And yeah, so you're able to dig up through looking through the archives and starting to kind of look for specifically for these kinds of books that are talking about it. There's a record of someone who published every 5 or so years. There's for about 5 volumes or so. So there's about 5 books, all written by the same author, who are concerned, or who all concern specifically this forest spirit. It's about 70 years old, thereabouts. So this is an older volume, but someone clearly, some kind of druid or herbalist or sage of some kind, was clearly taking notes about the forest spirit here. And sort of has a collection spanning about, 5 volumes, about 25 years. But the first volume is about 70 years old. So this is during your guys' missing 100 years.
Okay, Druid Herbalist and his old collection of.
Now you aren't, you're not allowed to leave with this manuscript, so if you want to read it, it has to stay here. So you can, however, put your name down with the archivist, and they'll sort of let you come back and pick up where you left off. You probably find a couple other people who are also kind of doing old school research. A lot of them are much more scholarly looking old folk. But given your age, you're probably about as old as they are. They're humans, so you may look young, but you're about as old as they are.
Okay, so I can practically decide if I okay. I think you guys want to have me go with. I probably should, so I can put my name down, go back later, and just read all his. He would be interested in reading everything that guy wrote down, to be honest. That's like a gold mine.
It's up to Vero if he wants to stay and research or go with us to deliver Melanie or Melanie's mom.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want a meta game because I think he's the kind of to stay holed up in there and just reach as far as he could. I just don't know if I should, because I would like remove myself from the session.
So in deference, this probably took you the same amount of time that everybody else was wandering around and finding rooms and stuff. So you finally find this volume and you're like, it's also like 8 at night, and the archivist is like, I'm going home, so you can come back in the morning. So it's one of the situations where he's saying, congratulations, I'm so glad you found it, please leave. So you can go then talk to the group at the inn and decide what you want to do there, so you can talk with them, so you can find out what they were doing, because he's not letting you stay and he's not letting you take the books out. So
Okay. Good.
That way you can have an excuse to go talk to them and not hole up here, because you're like, haha, I'm going to spend the next 12 hours reading, and he's like, not on my clock. Get out.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Bev. He will do that then and return when he can, when the time's right. All right.
Oh, the name of the sage is or who the author of this collection is Honeydew Softfoot.
What?
That sounds like a halfling name.
That sounds like a halfling.
Yeah.
Honeydew Softfoot. Okay, so he will probably write down what the book is, where he found it, and return for later time.
Cannot. Okay. All right, so you managed to locate your companions through a number of druidic means. I'll say either you turned into a dog and sniffed them out or whatever, but you figured out where they were and wandered back. Yeah.
I mean, following the smell of Sarabi is not that hard.
Yeah. You'd probably do that as an elf, quite honestly. All right, so you guys all meet up at the inn. You guys have pretty much just gotten rooms. You guys are eating dinner, and Vero reappears.
So, Vero, ready to be bodyguards for free?
Of course, what happened?
Sorry, I'm paying attention to what everybody else is talking about.
Sorry, I was looking at paying attention to my son, so whatever just happened, I don't know. Last thing I said, I tuned out to my son.
So Vera was doing research at a library. He found a manuscript on the spirit. And we met up with him at the local inn.
I think he would return with at first. I mean, he would reappear and say, I found this collection of books from Honeydew Softfoot. I think they might. They will help us a lot. I might have to return later because I was kind of thrown out. But
the only thing Vera will get kicked out of a library for staying too damn long.
You'd be like the one kid to get kicked out of the library for carrying too many books.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Honestly.
And if Sarabi says, "Hey, wanna do what she said, work for free or
yeah, bodyguard for free."
What did you do?
We? No, she. And she points to Kali.
He just raises an eyebrow.
We found the mother of Melanie. Remember the ghost child we befriended in the woods? We found her mom, and her mom pretty much asked if we could escort her to the heart of the forest so she could say goodbye to her daughter.
Her name is Suzanne Ernestson. I found that.
Sarabi's upset because I turned down any money that she would offer.
I can hear you. You keep cutting.
Well, I
don't know why.
Could have. I see what you mean. So it's not work, but
it's a favor.
A favor in well-meaning. I would be very ready to do that.
I don't want to cherish the weeping mother. I'm just saying that we have other things to do. We can stop to help every single painted soul in the world.
No, Sarabi, we have to do this. Melanie, we have to do it for Melanie.
So this is a little more than just a random person on the street. We kind of connected with her kid. Or at least our auntie did.
There's also only that
There's a lot of I in that way.
No, think of it like this, Arabi. This could get you in sort of kind of good graces with the spirit. Or at least a start.
I didn't hear you, sorry. I don't know if it's my...
I think it's you, because he was fine for me.
Yeah. He said, though, think of it this way, you can get into the good graces of the spirit, or at least try to.
I know we cannot help everybody.
I don't know about that, but I think it will help to get in the good grace of the people here.
Well, the thing is, the spirit cares about the dead right now, right? So if we start helping the dead, he might start being maybe more tolerable of us.
I don't know. I think that the kind of supernatural beings know when you are faking it.
It's not fake if we're actually doing this for the sake of the child, though.
Yeah.
Plus, like,
all right. If most of us want to, most of you guys want to do things, I'm not going to stand in your way. I'm just saying we can help everybody all the time. And at some point, you'll have to realize that
we cannot.
Why
We
didn't help everybody all the time. Remember that town that we were in with the elemental problem? We had to leave them.
Yeah, but those you totally wanted to help there. They didn't let you.
I always want to help.
I do too.
Think about the experience from all the side quests we do, so Robbie.
You know, I don't understand what you're saying about side. I don't know what, but it's like you sound like you have wisdom in what you're saying, so I'm going to believe you.
Think of all the fame you'll get.
There's something deep inside of me that says more experience. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good.
If I may say something.
Do good things, earn experience.
At this
Keep
point,
doing good things.
When was the day that you thought that you will be the one that could convince Arabi the easier?
Using fourth wall breaking tactics. Yeah.
Speaking of, though, fame and fortune, have you guys told a guild yet what you've done?
Not yet. We're gonna wait until after Kira is dealt with.
Okay,
I don't
so
think
you
any of us
decided
have.
whose guild you're telling?
Weren't we gonna tell all because we figured that taking care of the hags would be more a group effort? Like, they could reasonably believe that a bunch of factions would work to get rid of the hags since it's such a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. I said we could tell them all. I mean, I don't see why not.
That we all banded together to get rid of the hags that were terrorizing
Yeah,
like why not?
for so long. Yeah.
This is a particular group made of a lot of guilds.
Yeah.
They gotta have to deal with that reality because it's going to repeat everywhere.
Yeah.
If I may say something, Sarabi, I know we cannot help everybody all the time, but at this point there's someone who needs help, and I don't think we have any clues leading towards our next steps, not as far as I know. So we might as well. If there would be any pressing need that we'd have to follow anything that's more urgent, of course we cannot help everybody, but at this point it wouldn't hurt us, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm saying let's go. I have no problem, but at some point you're gonna have to realize that you can help everybody. And I don't believe you when you guys say that you actually realize that. Just saying. She raised her hand like,
we should help the people that we can help.
Sure,
we can do this right now.
Everyone looks like he wants to say something, but he kind of stays quiet then.
I mean, what else is there to do? I mean, we don't really know where to go, what the gods wants us to do, so we might as well do something. This gives us something to do.
Yeah, this time around, yes, I agree. Okay. But
Well,
then we have to talk with the guilds before somebody else try to steal the glory from us.
I don't think anybody else knows.
Yeah, you guys really haven't told anybody about this.
That's it. So as long as we don't tell anyone, they can't steal it.
Yeah.
Because I swear to all the gods, if somebody try to claim they defeat the hats for us, I'm going to set something on fire.
I set that person on fire.
Remember, we also have that heartstone as proof.
Yeah.
All right.
You have 2, I think, right? Or just the one?
No, just one.
Just one.
Just the one? Okay.
Yeah, because we only killed one night hag, so just one.
Also, we have a eyewitness, I guess you could say. That was not supposed to be a pun.
That makes it the best kind of pun.
I'm imagining
let me
Vero,
say it.
I'm imagining Vero actually says that, and the whole entire group does the fake ha 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 response.
Let me say it in
Vero's like, wait,
character.
what? This is supposed to be a joke. Yeah.
Sarah returns to Peel. I don't get it. What is
So Pill explains the joke to her.
Okay. So you guys are gonna band together and you're gonna help escort Suzanne to the heart of the forest to find Melanie. Okay. So you guys sleep, and then this is gonna probably take all day to hike in and hike back, basically.
Yeah.
With
essentially a
you guys
civilian.
Yeah, especially with the civilians. This will be like an all day trip. But yeah, since you guys have Sarabi has become reacquainted with the forest more now. You guys have been stomping around in her old stomping grounds for a while. She's much more familiar with the terrain. So you guys getting into the forest and getting out of the forest is going to be much smoother of a process because she and Pietro now know all of the shortcuts, basically. So
is Venna coming back with us, or is she staying with Sane?
Venna's gonna go back with Sane.
Okay.
But she can keep Megan with you guys if you want. As another sort of like guide, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Megan will go with you basically to the heart of the forest and you guys back to town. But once you guys get back to town that night, he's probably gonna head back to Venna.
Okay.
But yeah,
we are escorting this lady. What?
A lady, yeah. Suzanne, right?
Suzanne. Yeah. Suzanne Erneston.
Suzanne. We are escorting this lady Suzanne. Okay, that's so our top priority is to keep her alive and
keep her safe. Yes.
Yep.
We may watch out for the dire bear. We don't want to run into it.
Yes. Yeah. There is the dire bear somewhere in the forest. Luckily, you've only seen one.
It's the dawn of a new day, so I can prepare my spells, right?
Yes.
Could Princess or Menkin fly into the air and like look out for us to see if there's anything nearby?
Sure. Yeah, when you guys head out, you guys have to go meet up with Suzanne again. Because this is like early morning, you guys are just getting up. But I think you told her you'd meet her at dawn or something.
Yeah, at her stall or whatever. Because she's a butcher.
Because this is gonna take all day.
So by the way, I kind of prepared animal friendship and beast bond, just saying.
Nice. If you need to, I can talk to the bear, hopefully, maybe.
Convince it to not kill us.
I can do it too, once. But then after that, I can't.
I can talk to him whenever I want.
Yeah. Pill can. Pill might not. You might not want Pill to be your spokesperson.
Might not be the best mediator.
Come on, I'd be a great spokesman.
It's like, hey, dumb bear. Diana.
Hey, fat ass, move aside.
You're all dead, Gene. You guys are all dead. Does anybody remember the name of Kira's dad? Greg.
I'm pretty sure
they had normal names.
Yeah. Greg is the one that keeps popping up in my head, so I'm pretty sure it's Greg. I can always look at the video to double check, but...
Greg works.
If you go up in the game chat, I Poison put like Greg as best dad. I'm wondering if that's why.
That might be why.
Hey, Vero's dad?
Vero's dad is named Greg, what?
No, Melanie. Not Melanie, it's Kira's.
Oh, Melanie. Okay.
Kira's dad's dad.
I heard Vero's dad is Greg.
Yes, right.
What? Yeah, confused.
So I heard Kira and fought Vero.
No, I just...
That'd be so funny. Vero's name is Vero, and then his apparently regal father is named Greg.
To be fair, dad's name is probably the elven equivalent of Greg.
Vero's name. Oh god, that's gonna sound really bad. Vero's name in Elven sounds expected to be of success.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's a modified version of the female name Virea, which means of success, and they kind of modified it.
Craig.
So
Robbie
sorry about that.
Me.
Elven equivalent of Craig.
Just in case we do run into a dire bear.
I've been really getting into fake Elvish, I guess.
It's real Elvish now. It was like Father John was the cleric or something?
Yes.
Yes.
He's the
the cleric of Paylor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who I called Don Father last time, and I'm sticking to it.
Go with it.
All right. So you guys get up in the morning. You guys get to repick your spells for those of you who can. And you meet. You head back to where Suzanne's stall was for her butcher shop. And no one is there right away. You guys kind of wait around for maybe 30 minutes before she comes out. And you know her home's there, which means she's just kind of, so either she got up late or she was slow about getting ready, but eventually she does come out of her little dwelling that's right up against her stall. She's got sort of well-worn travel clothes on, so they're clearly, thicker boots, thicker pants, that kind of thing, but they're threadbare, so you can see like patches where it's starting to come threadbare at her elbows and things like that. And she's got a cloak on, but again, it's it's got little holes in it and it's starting to come apart at the seams a little bit. She also looks exhausted, like she probably didn't sleep very well last night. She sees all of you kind of waiting there, and you can see in her face she looks a little embarrassed how long it took her to get ready this morning. But she kind of lifts her head and she grabs her walking stick and goes, Okay. I'm ready to go. Thank you again for this. I know you all probably have better things to do with your time than take me out to the forest.
It's fine, ma'am.
Just stick with us and don't walk away.
No, I am no fool. I know how dangerous the snake woods can be. And she just kind of nods and she sort of gestures for all of you to lead the way.
Okay. Sarabi and Pietro take point. Forward.
Okay.
Oh, and probably, since Vero wasn't around, introduce her to Vero, since she recognizes everyone but him.
Yeah, she would recognize everyone but Vero. She kind of just she doesn't really ask you guys too many questions. She just assumes Vero is part of your group since he's here now.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, for the most part for this walk, she's not gonna talk to you guys unless prompted. So if you guys have questions for her, you can ask, but she's not just going to there will not be idle chatter from her while you guys are hiking out into the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask her some things about Melanie.
Okay.
What was Melanie like?
Oh, she was, a good girl. Struggled with, making friends a little bit, but, she missed her dad, and I think that kind of took its toll on her some. I tried to do the best I can, but I was never quite as good as butcher as he was, even though he ended up needing to take more work out at the lumber yard, and so I sort of picked up the slack here. But it just was hard for both of us. But she was a good girl.
I'm trying to remember what Melanie told me. Did Melanie tell me she wasn't getting along with anyone at school and she thought her mom was mad at her or something?
Yeah, she thought she was being bullied. Or she felt like she was being bullied because her dad was missing, and then her mom was so stressed all the time and didn't have time for her. And it was just sort of a lot of just kind of, she felt like she was being more of a burden on her mother now that her mother was caring for her by herself. And then it kind of snowballed into the fact that, she did not have a lot of friends, and then she felt like they were all making fun of her, and it snowballed even worse.
And the hags took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask where Melanie's father is now? Is he still working in the lumbers?
He died.
Melanie told you that.
Yeah.
Too. She told
He
us.
did?
He died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I didn't. If she already told me that, then I don't ask that.
You wouldn't have asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He died in a logging accident. He was a half elf. And he originally started to run the butcher shop, but then he died in some kind of logging accident, and that's really when the hags started harassing Melanie. It's when the bad voices started happening. It's about when it was right after her dad died. They sort of used the tragedy to their advantage.
Yeah.
We didn't tell her. Yeah, we didn't tell her. I don't think what happened to Melanie. No.
Yeah, I don't think you explained
No.
what happened to Melanie. You just told her that you found her ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melanie had me wanting to tell her a very specific message.
It was where her body was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she want me to tell her something about she was sorry?
Yes.
Yeah. And that she loved her too. Yeah.
That she loved. Yeah, it was basically, I'm sorry that I left my mom, that I love her very much, and I didn't want. I thought it would be better if I wasn't there. Yeah.
Okay. Can I give her like a paraphrase of what Melanie told me to tell her?
You reduce her to tears.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that was kind of to be expected for this in this case. So she does. She kind of for a little while just sort of weeps quietly to herself while you guys are walking. But yeah, so about halfway you guys have maybe been traveling for a quarter of a day. It's like mid-morning. You guys hear thunder and lightning above, and the really loud sort of ominous crackling of thunder, and you start to feel the rain as it starts to come down between the trees. It's not really heavy because you guys have there's a lot of forest cover, but if you guys end up in a clear zone, it's pretty hard. It's raining pretty seriously while you guys are walking. Yeah. And it is, mid to late fall now. So yeah, so while you guys are walking, it's sort of a long, kind of miserable march through the forest in the mud, in the cold, and the rain.
Right,
with
it's
this
rained
woman.
a lot.
Who looks the most
since we've been back, so we're probably.
Who looks the most miserably miserable?
I give Miss Suzanne, let her borrow my scarf so she can stay warm, and I use prestidigitation every now and then to keep us dry.
Yeah, so that actually does help keeping you guys. So you guys are not nearly so miserable as you could have been without the prestidigitation essentially drying your socks. Because that's the real thing. If you ever walked around,
oh yes, I hated
it. The worst part is having wet shoes.
I was also thinking of giving like the person who looks most miserable in wearing my cloak, because I think Vero's used to better in the forest.
Oh, Vero, this is trivial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
for you, the rain does not feel particularly bad. In fact, something interesting for you while you're walking through the forest, every once in a while you notice the rain near you sometimes while it's falling by you is a snowflake. Your presence itself is affecting the weather just around you a little bit, and so you're causing some of the rain drops to turn into snowflakes. Just near Vero. Now, it's not cold to stand next to Vero, but his magic itself in the forest, like it just essentially in the forest, he's connected with the forest. Yeah, his aura of magic is making snowflakes. But yeah, so
it just makes him even more of an anime boy.
Yeah, it's not really very often, but Vera, you notice that you were seeing snowflakes.
He's Elsa.
So if anyone wants my cloak, they can have it.
Yeah. You may want to give it to Suzanne because this is like the worst day of her life.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I'm letting her use my scarf to keep her warm. You can keep her dry.
And all of us are more equipped than she is to handle
I was gonna say,
traveling.
she
and
gonna be
weather.
like a wrapped up little beam by the end of this.
Yeah, you guys are slowly giving
Basically.
her more and more clothes while you're walking. But yeah, so I'd like everybody to make me perception checks.
Oh, I need to get
And
my
do I
hair
have
heat up.
do I have the princess too?
Princess and Mekin will both get to make them at advantage.
Do I have advantage? Okay.
Because they've been on the lookout already. So
I've been distracted watching Miss Suzanne and talking to her and keeping her warm.
But yeah.
Prestidigitation, prestidigitation, prestidigitation.
Question, because of my favorite terrain, how do I do the
Advantage.
recalculation about my...
Does
I
so
believe you roll with advantage for this. Whenever you make a
It's,
wisdom or intelligence check that is related to forest stuff, you have advantage.
I rolled really badly, but my perception kind of makes it okay-ish.
The match didn't help you much.
Of course. This is
try
Sarah
rolling
we are
for-
talking about.
Try rolling for Pietro too.
Yeah, Pietro also gets to make a roll.
Peter just got...
So the bird and the hawk, so the dog and the hawk both rolled really well. Princess did pretty good too.
I rolled a 21.
Rose did
I
pretty
got
well.
a 15.
Should I make Nelly roll too?
No.
Are there any roll?
Nelly
Nelly's
is
probably
chilling
hiding.
in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nelly can see sounds.
Yep. So between all, let's see, between Pietro, Princess, Rose, and Macon, you guys hear more than anything. Sort of, it sounds like hooves at first, like you're just like hearing hooves, and then you see a pack of elk, sort of trample by you guys. If you hadn't noticed, you would essentially have been inside the stampede instead of managing to stop and huddle together and manage to move out of the way before the stampede hit. So you guys rolled high enough not to essentially take damage from this, but all of a sudden there is just a full stampede of elk by you. They're galloping towards you and then continuing past you.
If there is a stampede, there is something that provokes that.
Can Pill send Princess to investigate like the direction the
They came
elk
through.
are running from?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Is it like an investigation check or another perception?
It would be a stealth check in this case.
Okay.
Can I also make some kind of investigation or intelligence check to see if there's how unusual this is? If it's just a...
It's not particularly unusual. You and Sarabi just kind of know off principle. If a giant pack is running away from something, there's a threat that they're fleeing from.
Princess got a 19, by the way. It was a 17 plus 2. That's...
All right. So Princess is sort of stealthing forward and weaving between branches and kind of acting much more like a normal crow. So instead of the companion, she's acting crow. So, cawing and hopping between branches and sort of looking, investigating. So she's stealthing by blending in.
I thought Princess
You
was
guys-
male.
Is Princess a dude?
Princess
is whatever they want to be at this given time.
No, it's a they, isn't it?
Whatever's
Princess a
easier,
they?
honestly.
Okay, I'll try to remember princesses are they. So they're being much more crow-like.
Actually, Princess is a very, very fluid verb, so she can use whatever pronoun she wants.
The thing about Princess is that she is really an idea.
Of course.
I thought you were
So
supposed
when you're referring to him, you can talk whatever way you want.
I also thought at one point she was a toaster strudel too.
Yeah, she's a toaster strudel. He's everything and nothing at once.
Fantastic. Okay, so the bird
Favored.
is heading, sort of ducks and weaves through the forest. right off the bat, Princess doesn't see anything. There's nothing that jumps out particularly as to have caused the stampede, which is unusual. Normally, this would be, a bear or a hunter or something that maybe someone fucked up a hunt and scared the elk, and now the elk are all fleeing. You don't see anything that would scream to you stampede worthy.
I wonder if I can do something stupid. Like, I do have the spell Speak with Plants prepared. But that's
I
a
always
level
love
3
I
spell.
could do something stupid. It always makes me so happy.
But don't you
gonna
guys
do
do with
something
the...
stupid like, don't you
I
know
could-
what kind of party you're running with?
I could ask a tree what's if there's anything dangerous close.
But how would the tree that's near you know what's farther away?
That's
Yeah.
true. I was kind of like more hoping that it's still in the region we're in. Like they're still running, But
A lot of times
They only know when they're...
animals like that run, they can run for a very long time in one direction,
that's true. I'll keep it in the back of my mind, I guess.
Okay. But yeah, so Princess does not see anything, at least directly in your vicinity, that would indicate it. So you don't know how long they've been running for, but at least nothing nearby is the cause that Princess can discover, or that Princess can find.
Pill tells the others.
Right.
Okay.
Keep moving then.
All right. You guys sort of keep stomping through the forest along. You guys are getting close to the heart of the forest. You're starting to feel that the trees
Gloom and
thicken.
doom.
The gloom and doom is starting to come back. It's not as oppressive as it used to be. In the sense that the doom and gloom was very, very much seems to have been caused in some part by the hags. Because it was just pissing the forest spirit off so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the hags are gone, the doom and gloom is just a general dread and discomfort rather than an active hate, if that makes sense.
The spirit is just grumpy.
The spirit is, well,
essentially.
the spirit's still, essentially the spirit's still killing the forest.
Yeah.
It's not actively trying to kill people in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can tell though that dreariness is getting to Suzanne, because she's getting clearly much more antsy. You can see twigs snap and she jumps. You guys knew this was coming. She was not prepared for whatever this, creepy forest thing is.
We have to explain it to her.
You don't have to, but just she is kind of spooked. So just keep that in mind, that if something does happen, she is like a spooked horse, she might flee. So just keep that in mind. Yeah.
I grab her hand while we're walking.
She jumps for a second and then goes, "Oh, did you need something? Did you need something? Are you okay?"
Let's just hold hands and walk. You look a little...
Rattled.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Rattled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Also keep her towards the center of the group.
Yeah, we need to move her there. She's in the middle of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can pick essentially on the path. So I'll put her here. Where is she? Come here, you. I'll put her here. You guys move yourselves to wherever you want to be.
Okay, I want to be beside her, so...
No, I moved Megan.
I need someone to...
The bird is over here.
Okay.
Robbie was in the lead. Which pathway are we going? That way or this way?
Essentially up. Is really the pathway you guys are heading is the north.
Okay,
is
so
to the
Robbie
north,
and
you guys are
Pedro
still...
would be here.
Yeah, because remember,
Until needs to move back.
Beth was like, yeah, this is just the stereotypical forest thing.
Yeah. This is my generic forest map. So it's getting close to midday, so you guys know where you're getting close to the doom and gloom of the forest. So you guys are heading up the northern path basically as you start to head towards the forest. and it starts to get dark. You guys remember this from last time, how as you guys traveled, the trees got so dark, it got so thick in the canopy overhead as you head toward the heart of the forest that it started to feel like nighttime. That's happening again, where as you guys are walking, it's becoming night as you're traveling. It also, though, means that despite the thunder and the rain actually lessens. You guys are feeling less and less of the rain as the canopy gets thicker and thicker.
We just positioned ourselves on the map, poisoned, like as our marching order, essentially. We're going up the path that goes directly up, not the one that goes off to the side, just so you know if you want to move yourself and Pietro. And we pretty much entered the doomy, gloomy part of the forest, and Beth said it's not as gloomy as before, but it's still bad.
Which part are we going? The upper one or the lower one?
This one.
Yeah, we're headed up north. Yeah.
Can Suzanne still see? She's the only one without night vision.
No, it is getting very dark. So she is. You notice she's holding her hand a little tighter, because this is kind of spooky for her.
Should I use the daylight bulb, guys? Orb thing?
Don't you have those night goggles, Ariantu?
No, I traded those with Pill. He has them.
I see. I'm not sure.
I'm glad I can see in the dark right now.
I mean, yeah, we can
Totally
put a light.
if I couldn't see anything right now.
I don't want to. It would help certainly with her vision, but I don't want to attract anything.
So I'm just gonna turn around for a second to say, don't put a light on the more vulnerable member of the tour, please.
Okay, I'll just guide her. I'll stay beside her and help her if
you want, I can cast. Hold on. Let me check my spells before I get. I can just cast light on something, so that we don't have to use the light bulb.
God damn it!
I think the point is that animals will see the light and get attracted.
Yeah.
That was not me. That was not Vero cursing. That was me. I have to spell dark vision and not prepared.
Wait, you have to have a spell to see in the dark?
No.
But she could give it to somebody.
Okay.
He had a spell that would allow him to give dark vision to somebody, but does not have it prepared.
Pill could be nice and let her borrow the goggles.
I think you just missed Pill's whole spiel of, wow, I'm so glad I can see in the dark.
Pill could be nice. There is something so fundamentally wrong in that phrase.
I could force him to let her use it. By using suggestion, I suggest you let her use those goggles.
And that's why she's a Gryffindor.
Okay. So while you guys are kind of discussing this, you guys are getting sort of towards the thicker, darker part of the forest that oppressive being watched, and sort of the concept of repelling you all sort of grows stronger, where you guys know you're getting pretty close, and you guys are not quite towards the heart, like exactly towards that border that you guys kind of established. It's maybe like 30, 40 feet of like a barrier that's sort of the entrance of the heart. You guys are maybe 100 feet from that barrier when the stag appears.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, sorry. So the stag appears while you guys are sort of heading towards the
Sorry, immediately can't see it. She'd be horrified.
Sarah immediately stopped walking and raised her hand to stop the party.
That's not the right song I want. That's not creepy enough.
We're supposed to listen to creepy music? Oh, never mind.
Sorry, I'm trying to pick the right creepy one.
I forgot I have that turned off, so I just...
No worries, it's okay. It's creepy music now, so you know. you guys all stop when you see the stag. Suzanne goes, "What is it? What's wrong?"
Just give us 1 second, lady.
She kind of is like looking around, and she doesn't know. Yeah, she cannot. She can't see that far, so you don't know if she can see the thing or not. But yeah, you guys can see it.
I squeeze her hand, give her some reassurance.
Sabi is going to look at Kali, point at Kali, and then use her hand to make horn hairsters over her head, and then point at head of them.
3 words, moose.
Yeah.
Moose,
You
skull and crossbones, dead.
Yeah, just 3 gestures. Points at Kali, makes the antlers with her hands over her head, and points ahead of.
Okay, Callie, what are you doing?
Soul?
All.
Sorry, I was messing with Valen, so I muted my mic.
That's okay.
Anyway, Callie's very tempted to go, I can see it, I'm not blind. But doesn't.
Oh my god, why do we have a leader for?
Hey, will you give me as a player a second to fucking get myself out of messing with the kid and back in the game?
Sure.
Just takes both his pointer fingers and puts them over his head. As if they were antlers.
She goes, I can fucking see it! Okay? Damn it, you guys! And she's just gonna say loudly, we've come for a mother to say goodbye to her child.
Shouldn't you come closer, like, front of the party before...
Fine, there, happy. That was not Kyle, that was me.
Well, yeah, that was what I was trying to tell you!
Okay.
And the twins are going to flank Kali. Front of her.
So... You say...
I'm gonna be right back for a sec. But
Okay.
for the purposes of flavor text, Rose is just stating with Arianti and Suzanne, prepared for anything, basically.
Hey, don't leave the cleric and the squishy bard alone with the squishy civilians, please.
I think I am going to stay in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, you're splitting the party.
No!
By like 10 feet.
Arianti's mostly gonna stand, like, somewhere where she can look at this entire direction the other way.
Okay.
Just, I think... No,
She's gonna be...
You need to stand with the ladies. Lady, you had to protect Suzanne. The only reasons that Abby and Peter were ahead were because they were scouting, and they called Kali so she can speak in the name of the party to the creature because she's the purest one. So I guess I don't know.
Outside of Arianti, you mean?
Yeah.
No, but Arianti will do something really weird, something crazy. Kali has a better sense, common sense.
She's not chaotic, you mean?
Arianti's not chaotic.
By the way, Rose standing in front of Rose and Arianti, which is funny because he has like the lowest HP of the entire party.
He does. But you also have you can also technically have a higher one when you shapeshift.
Yeah, that's true.
You can get that Callie's level of HP.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yes. So, you say this, and the stag stays quiet for several seconds before you all hear the echoey voice. Only the child of death may come into my domain.
No deal, dude. We need to protect her. We are not letting our kid go alone.
Is it
Does that mean
possible?
Suzanne can't come in either?
Yeah. I'm assuming
Well,
so.
yeah, it's
Yes.
the child of death and the mother is what he says.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kali, I don't trust this thing. Keep them safe.
Suzanne is still looking around. You don't know if she heard the stag.
Yeah. Hang on. Valen, take it. Come on. There you go. Okay. Alright, so only them two can go in. How big is the border again? Is it from where we're standing to where he is, or you said the edge was really big?
You guys are still pretty far from the border. You guys are still probably 100 feet from the border, and so the heart of the forest does not start probably for another. It's about 140 feet away from you guys. Is the official heart of the forest where you could see Melanie. Now Melanie can appear in between in that border area, but it's still 100 feet away from you guys. He is outside of his domain, essentially prohibiting you guys from coming forward.
I don't know, Kali. It's your call, but I don't.
I could go there and get Melanie and let her possess me, and then transport back. But I don't know if Melanie will want to come with me.
Melanie didn't seem to want to come out of the border at all. So.
Well, if I use Dimension Door, she doesn't kind of have a choice.
Does the ghost still stay with you? The Dimension Doorway?
Yep. If she's possessed.
Okay. But not comfortable with Ariente going all the way in by herself. Even if.
Well, I can always Dimension Doorway immediately if something comes after me.
Can we actually hear her from back there?
This is more the players talking.
Yeah, this is the characters discussing.
I really need a way to understand when is player talking and when is character talking, because
I have the small message, so I can't talk.
They are divided in two groups right now, and then I don't know when.
May I say something? I mean, no disrespect, but the last time Ariente went there, she was.
I know.
She was.
Yeah. Hang on.
She was the focus of the raves. I don't think we should leave her there alone.
I can take my 3 animals out and take them with me.
That's still not gonna help.
Okay, you know what? Let's just grab everybody to talk, because if we are having this conversation,
We're not.
Really.
Callie's gonna say, are there any wraiths in the heart? I'm not comfortable letting her go there. The last time we were there, the wraiths were very interested in killing her. Can you guarantee she'll be safe?
I protect all the souls of the.
So, if I let her go, the wraiths won't attack her.
It's quiet for a little while, and the stag just repeats itself. I protect all the souls of the forest.
Bullshit.
Do not enter. Do not enter without only, and then repeats. Only the child's death and the mother may enter before it turns and sort of starts to walk away. It walks slowly away, and you watch as it slowly kind of vanishes. It's sort of giving you its word. It's not going to explain itself to you guys. So. Yeah.
Pills, I guess he's full of shit. No deal.
Maybe we can send Princess and Mekin. I mean the Mickey. What's the name?
Megan.
Mekin. Maybe we can send Princess and Mekin at least to have eyes there.
I'd be more comfortable sending Princess in case he does strike any other creature down, because Princess can be resummoned. Mekin is a non-summonable animal. I don't really want to kill our aunt's bird.
No. Also, the wizard can see through her eyes.
Yep.
Only up to 100 feet.
So if you guys get a little closer, you could probably sort of manage that, because it's about 100 feet away. So.
Yeah.
So what Rose does, first of all, is that she goes over to Ariente and she casts Shield of Faith. Ooh. So she gets +2 to her AC. I mean, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on Suzanne too, but it's a concentration spell.
Yeah.
Can I take the 3 beasts out? They'll help me protect both Suzanne and myself.
Okay.
Oh.
What's happening? What's going on? Why are we stopping?
Who? Oh, Suzanne. Is that Suzanne talking? I thought that was you.
Suzanne's like, why are we stopping? What's happening? You people are
Don't
all
worry,
talking
lady.
nothing.
Don't worry, lady. This is just normal adventure business.
Well, Rose kind of waves Sarabi away, and she clasps her hands around one of Suzanne's hands. We were in contact with the spirit of the heart of the forest, and the spirit has said that it will only allow you and Arianti into the heart of the forest.
You guys aren't coming. We're just.
I have given.
I'm going with you. Do not worry.
Arianti will
make
go
sure
with
that you'll
you.
stay safe.
We are taking measures to make sure that both you and Arianti will be safe.
It might be hard to understand at this moment. The protector of the forest is just very selective and very protective.
In the
Of the
background,
souls
Sarabi face
he's
palm so
protecting.
hard you cannot hear.
It's like, can Princess just sit on Suzanne's shoulder like, oh, I got you?
Oh God.
So just
Arianti
the
is
undead
instead.
crow is sitting on her shoulder.
God.
Okay.
Rose.
I need Rose to make a persuasion check because you are attempting to convince this person that the child and the undead crow are going to keep you safe.
Yeah.
So it's a persuasion check. If anybody wants to aid, they would also need to roll persuasion, and it would give Rose advantage on the check.
Okay, what if I give her a die of inspiration? I don't know if
Yeah,
that
you can
helps.
give her a die of inspiration. You
I
can
will
help
gladly
out.
take that die of inspiration.
Yeah.
I will say that persuasion is one of my proficiency.
Yay!
So
Why?
I give her
Why
a die
use
of inspiration.
people?
Help her any way I can. If rolling
Yep.
it persuasion 2 also helps, I will do it.
okay.
I mean, I kind of did help, as saying like that the forest spirit is very protective, yada yada. So I probably could roll, but I'm not sure if I should.
You'd basically just be rolling an aid, which would give if you roll high enough, basically above a 10 with your persuasion check, you would give Rose advantage.
I'm gonna try, I guess.
Okay, so instead of helping, Arianti is just giving the die of inspiration. So go ahead and roll Vero first, and then Rose can roll.
Yeah.
17!
Okay,
Yay.
so Rose, you can roll with advantage, and you have a die of inspiration.
I will definitely need that advantage. Okay, so that's 9 plus 4, which so far is 13, and then I'm going to roll the die of inspiration. 6! 19!
19.
Yeah, that all helped.
All right, awesome. Okay, she looks spooked at first, like more than spooked, like the fuck you people are insane spooked. But between the three of you guys all kind of trying to explain the situation and calm her down, she agrees to go.
Okay.
I'm really
Can
getting
we
so
all-
tired of all the sincere side in this group.
That's what Sarabi says.
Oh.
Hey, Rose.
What? I'm
Can-
sorry, I didn't quite get it. Acoustic from hearing. Sorry.
I want to
Sarah
ask
just
Rose
go,
if she can message Melanie to let her know that we're coming and to meet us, so I don't have to
Before-
shout for her.
Before
It
we
would be
do that, can we all go to the edge of the forest, like the very edge first? So we're
I don't
all
think
there?
he's letting you pass this point.
Towards the edge of the barrier? Like we're not actually
Yeah.
over the barrier, at the edge of the barrier.
Okay, so you guys are about 100 feet away from the edge of the barrier. So you want to try to continue to move forward?
I don't know, do we want
Move forward like
to be
100 feet.
to be closer,
Or 99 feet.
to not cross over into it, to be where that border is?
Right before we cross it.
I don't know if he's gonna
What's
let
the
you.
group's consensus? We're not trying to go through the border. We're trying to go to the border of the border.
It's up to you if you want to try.
Not. What's he gonna do? Bitch and moan?
Well, yeah, as far as you know, he has not done anything actively to attack any of you yet.
Yet. I want to go ahead and take those beasts out.
Okay.
So I was wondering if we get to the border and Arianti and Suzanne are a little ahead of us, if you could message Melanie and tell her mom's here, see if Melanie will come to the border.
Yeah.
She
Well,
goes,
she'll
"Don't
come to
have
the
to
border,
go
but
deep
I don't
in."
think you guys can get any closer.
Well, yeah, we're not trying to. We're trying to get as close as we can to you without crossing the border. Because we're 100 feet away from the border right now, and you cross over into it, you're going to be more than 100 feet away.
No, but I mean is, I don't think they're gonna, from being 100 feet away, I don't think the spirit's gonna let you get any closer than being 100 feet away from the border.
Just let the kid go, goddammit.
I can do this!
She can do this! She already died once, and all the only thing those people did was piss her off.
She can
What?
she can teleport out, but she can't.
I know where that line is from.
She can teleport out, but she can't teleport Suzanne out because Suzanne is bigger than her.
Okay, let's see. I got one tiger, and
You
then...
got a tiger and 2 giant hyenas.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow.
Give me my 2 giant hyenas.
Instead of stealing my phone when he found it, he came and gave it to me. And
Aww.
then walked away. He's such a good
That's
boy.
cute.
He usually runs off with it like, I have mommy's phone. Ha 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 ha. Nope.
Yeah, that's cute. Very much.
Good boy.
He's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've been watching too many Mega Rise videos.
What size is a tiger? Tigers are large-sized creatures. Right?
Yes, they're large-sized creatures.
Perfect.
And then the giant hyenas are large as well.
Okie doke. Alright. So there's the giant tiger, and you should be able to manipulate it. Or the just normal size tiger.
Rawr.
Tiny.
I tell them as soon as they get out to be quiet. And don't scream or cackle like hyenas do.
Panic? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you... I do not have hyena minis, so we're gonna use dog minis.
Those
Wow,
look
that's
like
a-
bulldogs.
Oh god.
There we go.
Oh god, for a second, I thought it was a monster. It was like, what the
It's how they get compressed.
Yeah.
Fuck, where are the 2?
Right.
Those 2 hyenas.
Why hyenas? Can't they be like super huge bulldogs? That would be so awesome.
I mean, I think mastiffs are an option for a different bag, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we give the mom someone's goggles so she can fucking see?
Oh yeah, that's
She's
probably a
gonna
good
go in
idea.
there?
Sorry,
Or
just
do we
ground
wanna-
scares. Like nobody come closer. I'm
Or-
gonna punch her.
Or do we want to give her something that has the light on it?
I think that what Rose does is that since she's going into an area with ghosts, and
Pill, grab.
the animals in there are probably not going to be, are probably like at least all right. Hopefully,
Pill grabs like a tree branch and like casts fireball at the edge and makes like a torch.
I mean, Rose also has the light cantrip.
He also
Which is
has
Again, I don't want
scary.
to be drawn attention to us.
She jumps a little bit as the branch catches fire, and now she can see the tiger, hyena, and 2 hyenas and it's out.
They're
okay,
friendly.
I'm
They're
just
friendly.
gonna do something. Vero has 10 torches. He's gonna
Yeah,
take one out, light a torch, and use Druidcraft to put water over the tree branch
Branch?
so
It's
that
like
he
hissing and sparking as the sap burns.
and he just glares at Pill and says, "Do you want to cause a forest fire and give her the torch?"
She takes the torch. She's still freaked out because there's a tiger and 2 hyenas. And the tiger is like over by our auntie and is like nuzzling our auntie's face.
It's
He's like,
They're
"What are
magical.
you people?"
It's okay. It's okay. It's just Garfield, Shinzi, and Bonsai. They'll keep us safe.
Alright, okay, guys. Sari
Sort
goes,
of.
"Ah," and she comes closer and takes her dagger out and offers it to Suzanne. It's all going to be fine, but just in case, take this.
She takes it, and so she's got a torch in one hand and a dagger in the, and you can see like shivering. She shakes.
Perfect. Now you're ready. Let's go to adventure. She goes away.
At the point,
She's like wide-eyed. You
Can we
can tell
all-
she's only going along because she doesn't know what else to do.
can we all calm down for a second? It's quite alright. My teammates are. Alright, those are magical creatures, and they adhere to her every comment. It's not. They're nothing dangerous. They're just a safety precaution. I would. I'm sorry. Are you doing? Asking if you're doing it right would be probably pretty stupid, but you're going to see your daughter, and I'm sorry that we're making it so complicated. He just
Well, it
sighs.
You hear from ahead. You're getting old here.
Robbie, shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Okay.
Time today would be nice.
It will happen. It will happen no matter the preparation. So let them go already.
Okay, so are you guys all heading forward, or is it just Ariente, Suzanne, and the animal?
Just to give the thing.
I mean, the rest of us head to the edge, right, of the border.
Depends how everyone feels.
I want to make a marching order. Can I control Suzanne?
Can
Yeah,
I
sure.
stay
Hold on a second.
back? Not too far, just a little, and keep a lookout.
There, everyone should be able to move Suzanne around.
All right. So, the three animals, they're in charge of making sure they protect me and Suzanne.
Okay.
Anything
Oh,
that's attacking us. So they're gonna wait. Maybe tiger. No, tiger gonna be on the side. Okay. They're
Okay,
gonna
and
keep a lookout.
They are all large and/or medium-sized creatures, so if you wanted to ride one of them, you can. We established this. Yes, you can ride one of them if you want to.
I can.
Yes.
Okay, I will ride giant hyena number 2.
Okay.
That
Here,
looks bad.
Here, if I move the giant hyena to the back, there you go.
Just jumping off of them take a whole action.
Yes.
Okay, then maybe not.
Okay. So you guys sort of all gather up your stuff and you start walking. So I take it the tiger, hyena, and Ariente, you guys are all walking ahead of the group, I take it?
Probably
Or are
yes.
you guys all walking as like a unit? I kind of want to know your marching order, because if the rest of you guys are following, I need to know where you are. If you're not following, I need to know that I just kind of want you guys all back down here.
I want
probably
Ariente's
the
group to go
front.
first.
Yeah. They are the one that will march forward, and we need to be looking at them as they walk away.
Okay.
yeah,
just
Princess
want to-
is sitting on
Sorry,
Suzanne's
right.
shoulder.
I'm staying
Rose
back
kinda-
a little.
She's not gonna follow them, but she is gonna kind of like go join the rest, this group up here, because she's worried about Ariente.
And Pill
Otherwise,
is
it doesn't follow.
trying to see for Princess's eyes while she's sitting on Suzanne's shoulders.
Okay, so keep in mind, while you're watching through Princess's eyes, and you can hear through Princess's ears as well, you can't see through your own eyes and ears. So you can feel
Fine.
stuff, but if they're talking around you, the gang, you can't hear them respond to you.
But does that mean
Okay.
that he can trip while he's trying to pay attention to what Princess
No,
is
he
saying?
just stands still.
Well, if he's just sitting down, basically he just sit down on the ground and is now
Yeah.
focused through Princess's senses.
But he can
But,
feel
like-
if like we touch him, like to get
Yeah,
his
so you
have
guys
to
like
rely on
shake his
everyone else.
shoulder, he can come back to his senses and you know what's happening. But like if he says something and you guys say something back to him, he cannot hear you guys respond.
Which one is the limit? And where is the limit that we can cross the very border? Where we are
So-
now?
The border of the forest is, we'll say the border is here. We're gonna shorten the map so each square is 10 feet. So Okay, so the border from where you guys are now is here. It's 100 feet away.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's assume all the squares are 10 feet. So just for the minimization of the map. So it's 100 feet away. The heart of the forest is 10, 20. Is another 4 squares up past that. So it's a little farther off the map.
So we
is
should-
the actual heart. So are you guys all going to move up to that red line?
Okay. We should probably stay there.
All right, so
I'm
Robbie,
gonna-
as you guys start to move forward behind the gang, the
Yeah.
stag reappears.
Oh god damn it, we can have 5 minutes of peace with this thing.
Nope. Yeah, so the stag reappears and just stares at you. Hollow skull eyes. It's just staring you down. As you start to try to follow them.
She's going to shiver, but she's going to keep going until at least this point.
So you're gonna keep going forward even though the stag's basically staring you down.
Am I
Yeah.
past the stag or is he in front of
She's
me?
gonna
The
stand
stag
right
is
in
between
front of
you.
it. There.
Oh, in between us.
Yeah. Sorry, I just need to get back to the right layer so I can move it forward. It's basically all up in Sarabi's face, while Arienti and Suzanne are continuing forward. So you getting up in its face, basically?
Yeah, and then she stops there and stands there.
It's okay, guys. We'll be fine. Wait for us there.
Ah.
Okay, he's gonna move up with Sarabi just because, yeah, it's her sister. Just get behind her, like, hey, careful.
Okay. So the stag is basically blocking your way. It had not said anything, it's not doing anything, but that looming oppressive feeling is like growing intenser. It's like the trees themselves are almost, you can hear it creaking as the trees seem to be like leaning down in towards you. It's visually nothing's changing. Psychologically, it's like a growing pressure. And the trees start to look like they're hands rather than branches, like they're reaching out to grab you. So the longer you stay there, the more the environment around you psychologically feels scary. Let me know how long you're going to stay there, and I'll start telling you when to make checks.
Oh,
Well-
I forgot. I wanted to cast protection from good and evil on myself before I went in.
Okay,
So I cast that on myself.
perfect.
I think Kali is like protecting Sarabi. I think I'm good out there. I'm staying with the blind and deaf wizard.
Yep, who is still just sitting on his ass. Basically watching what's happening, from Princess's eyes. As you guys start to head forward, you enter into that dark zone. It's like a border that you can feel, Arienti. It makes you shiver a little bit, and Suzanne reacts like someone who's walked through a cobweb, where they like feel something and they like brush at their face, because it's like a tangible effect. Which is different from the last time you guys were here. The border almost feels solidified, like it's a thing, not just like a presence.
Oh, did we have Rose message Melanie?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna send a message to Melanie. Arienti and your mother are coming to find you.
Tell them
Meet
at
us
the
at-
edge of the forest, or edge of the heart of the forest.
Seven
Heart of
is
Yeah,
edge.
We want
There's-
her to come to the edge, because I don't want Ariane to go
there's
that
enough.
far.
There's enough room in the message that I can do that. Like,
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
meet them at the edge of the forest.
Okay.
At the edge of the heart of the forest.
Yeah,
Edge of the
you could
border.
even probably tell her where you guys are. Like you're like, where we were last time or whatever. So part of the forest to head to. You don't get a response back. The message didn't fail, but you have no returned message.
Okay.
Okay, so it went out, but you didn't hear anything back.
I hope she shows up and not hides.
You forgot to say that I can respond to the message. Sorry.
Okay, so as
Find this message.
you guys start heading in more and more. You guys are heading sort of right towards the border. Both of you guys feel uncomfortable as you guys are now standing within like the border area of the forest, and you wait around a while. So you guys are gonna have to wait for a little while, where you're just kind of waiting because you guys aren't heading in very far into the forest. So you're just waiting basically for something to happen. I'm gonna move your guys' group down a little farther so I can kind of have a division of the map really quick, just that way I know where everybody is. So here, you guys are 10, 20, okay, and then. Okay, just so I have a division for what's happening. So these are now different locations, basically. How long are Kali, Pietro, and Sarabi standing right next to the stag?
That sleep scared me so much. Oh shit! I feel like that was a secret we were not supposed to know. It's hard. She's shaking, but she's staring right to the eyes of these scary, creepy things and going, I hate you so much.
Okay. All right.
Uh-oh.
So it's been about a minute, and this is about the same time Ariante's reaching the edge of the forest and entering the cobwebby area. Kali, are you staying?
God, she's so fucking torn right now between like 3 different things. Yep. She's gonna try to grab Sarabi gently and try to urge her to step back a little bit. Try to get her to come, not completely back to the group, but to move backwards a little bit away from the stag.
You're gonna have to force her because she doesn't want to move.
I'm holding my action because I kind of want to see if he wants to perceive if there's anything like changing with. Or is that metagaming? Like he just keeps a lookout, and if anything's happening.
Yeah, you can keep a lookout for anything happening from your 4 perspective. You two, I guess, because Pill isn't paying attention. So Rose and Vero, nothing's happening for you guys. I mean, it's still doom and gloom, but it's not that scary, oppressive shit that's happening up with Sarabi and Pietro right now. Is Pietro backing off?
Should he be? He will be scared shitless, but at the same time, I don't think he will leave Sarabi unless I don't know.
Okay, so Kali, since you have made the decision that you are trying to back off, you will not have to make this check. Pietro and Sarabi, I need you both to make charisma saves.
Oh crap!
Oh shit! No, no. Sarabi has -1 in charisma.
Yeah. So
Let me do Pietro
will
first.
checks in this game have become charisma or wisdom. In this case, this is a charisma check. So it's a charisma save for both Pietro and Sarabi.
Pietro fails.
Uh-oh.
So does
Oh,
Sarabi.
fail.
Don't die.
Sarabi,
I won't.
you feel incredibly weak. Like emotionally and physically exhausted. The oppressive force of the forest almost feels like it's sucking your soul away. It's just this horrible feeling. It makes you just feel incredibly weak. You have disadvantage. You and Pietro both have disadvantage on ability checks. So anytime you want to make a save, like a dexterity save, or not saves, just checks right now. So it's like having level 1 exhaustion.
It's like he's going to make a difference with my rolls.
So it'll so yeah, it's basically you've been exhausted by 1 point. So both you and Pietro have first level exhaustion. Kali, you're fine still. It's still oppressive and scary as shit, but you're not taking these minuses because you have made the decision to back away. Yeah. So for now, level 1 exhaustion. It's
She
just
feels
for
like
ability
she's
checks.
still refusing to back down.
You're still refusing to back down.
Oh,
Kali,
no.
are you going to actively try to drag her away?
Do it.
I mean, she's gonna pull on her a little bit, and yeah, and after she won't budge, she'll pull harder. Just harder the longer it takes. Yeah.
So she's pulling more on you, Sarabi. Are you giving in, or are you gonna make her make a strength check to try to drag you off?
No, Sarah's like, I'm not going to let this thing scare me my whole life. And then she's going to resist.
All right. So if you're resisting, it's strength check for Callie versus Sarabi's dex or strength. And it's a check, or no, it's a save. So it's a save for Sarabi. So Sarabi has to roll either dex save or strength save. And
but I have disadvantage, right?
Check. It's not a disadvantage.
No, because it's not a check, it's a save. Yeah.
Yeah, they're saves. So you're not at disadvantage yet.
I think it's probably gonna be strange because it's not like she's going to pirouette away from whatever Kali is going to try to.
She's just going to worm out of her grasp, you know.
Yeah, essentially, it's just kind of like shirking, dipping your shoulder when she tries to grab for you.
Okay. Okay, then I'm going to go with dexterity.
I looked at it and didn't process it. What was it again? Okay.
Alright.
Also, Pietro just backs away the moment he starts feeling shit.
Okay. 16. Alright, so you can actually start to drag her away. She's still resisting, though. So you guys can move another 5 feet away.
Okay.
Everything's in a 10-foot block, so we technically don't move, right?
You guys go ahead. You guys can move. It's 5 feet now.
Okay.
Because
that's
I
right.
made
You
the
changed
division
it.
between the two maps.
Sorry. Yeah.
Pietro follows Kali.
You guys move a 5 foot away. Pietro and Kali do not need to make checks. Sarabi, since you are still adamant in not following its instructions, make me another charisma save.
This is going to be so good. Or so bad, but that is good.
Sarabi versus this poor spirit.
Wait,
she's
is
losing.
that a disadvantage? Or normal?
No, it's not a disadvantage because it's still a save.
Oh, okay.
Well.
Okay. Shit. Alright, you fail again.
Okay.
Okay, so you're at level 2, exhaustion now.
Oof.
It feels like you haven't slept in 2 days. It's been so long since you felt this feeling. It is genuinely uncomfortable to keep your eyes open. You're so tired. Let me double check what level 2 exhaustion is really quick. I think it gives you disadvantage on attack rolls and saves now.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with this, by the way.
You're gonna pass out soon.
Because this is totally what should happen.
No, so level 2 is your speed is halved.
Ooh, nice.
So you have disadvantage on ability checks, and your speed is halved.
Can I start seeing that this is not okay? Because I don't want to metagame, but is it becoming obvious that Sarabi's doing something?
You can have Sarabi away too. No one's stopping.
How many points of exhaustion are there?
6. Would you like to know what 6 is?
Death.
Death, right?
Death.
Yeah.
Death. If you reach
I
6
thought it was 3,
points of exhaustion, it kills you.
I thought it was 3. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
I think
she's
also-
not quite that close to death yet.
Yeah, no.
So I think Sano was trying to say she wanted to do something.
I just wanted to say no. I don't want to. I guess do something. I guess at first I'm gonna try to talk to her because he says, Sarabi, I know this is important to you and you're not scared and this is good, but right now I don't think backing away would be a sign of weakness. It would be.
Okay, I don't think she's going to be able to hear me offer all the way back there.
Also, I don't know.
Then I'm gonna go forward.
I also
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
go forward.
I also don't know if you
just-
heard her say that because she kind of whispered it. That she doesn't want to be afraid of this thing. She didn't say it loudly. They're all the way over there.
So you guys,
that's
you guys
alright.
are a fair distance away. You just see Sarabi sort of resisting Kali pulling her, but Kali is still started dragging her away.
Okay, change then. I'm gonna tell Rose that I'm gonna just sign to her.
You can do it.
It's time. It's take care of the wizard, basically. And he just steps forward and says, "Sarabi, please come back. This is clearly not."
Yeah,
good
I
for
think I think Rose joins Vero in that.
Oh, cool. We left Pill alone.
Okay,
Let Kelly deal with
takes
it.
like a step forward.
Okay.
Like a step forward so that she's not too far away from Pill's whatever it is he's doing.
Sarabi, please listen to me. This is hurting you.
Oh yeah, because Pill has no senses. You have to watch him. You can't leave him.
I don't think you know if it's hurting her either, though.
No.
You can't see her because Callie's the giant
Okay,
wall.
I'm just gonna say this
It's
is
hard, I
stupid.
know.
Please come back.
Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah, but how do you know that Sarabi just doesn't want to do it? The only thing she did is like whisper and mumble. I hate
Callie is clearly pulling her.
Callie is dragging you, so that makes it kind of easy to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Callie's not grabbing her super aggressively either. It's more like she's trying to lightly drag her back as to not, she doesn't want to start wrestling Sarabi in the middle of the fucking thing. She's trying to ease Sarabi back. So it doesn't look too urgent, even though it is. She's trying to keep it composed. Yeah.
So, that's why I was asking if I noticed something off. So, if I don't, I won't say anything.
Yeah. I guess it would be a perception check, because there is a fair bit of distance.
Okay. I'm
I mean,
sorry if I don't want to meta game.
It's okay, it's
No,
hard
that's
to tell, what else is going on.
Oh! 25.
Oh yeah. You can tell. You can't tell why Sarabi is resisting. You don't know the reasoning behind it, but you can tell Sarabi does not want to retreat. Despite the fact that Pietro is like, "Oh fuck, thank God we're leaving." Like Pietro's entire body language is, "Please, let's move away faster." Like he's got his ears pinned back, his tail's between his legs, and Kali looks spooked. From what you can tell from how her shoulders look really stiff and tight. But she's slowly dragging Sarabi away, but Sarabi is resisting. That's what you can see.
Sorry, guys, but stubbornness is her character
what I
flaw.
see. Sarabi, you... Okay. I hope this is not wrong. Sarabi, you're worrying me and Pietro and Callie. Please come back. This doesn't seem right.
Hearing that, she looks at Pietro and sees here totally scared, and then she lets Kali drag her away.
Okay.
She keeps looking in the eye of the creature.
All right, so you're gonna hold the eyes of the creature's gaze, but you have decided to back off.
Yeah.
Only for Pietro.
Okay, but you still made the decision. In your mind,
Yes.
you've decided, all right, I'm backing off. Even if it's not for yourself, it's for your brother. That's fine. You no longer have to make the checks, and you let Kali drag you both away. You are still exhausted. That doesn't fade. You have suffered 2 points of exhaustion, and Pietro has suffered 1. So your speed is halved from here on out, which means the hike back is going to take forever. And Pietro just is suffering from disadvantages to ability checks.
As
She's
Callie
just
drags Sarabi back, she's like, "You can have a fight of wills with the spirit later. We should focus on RNT right now. Not cause any more trouble."
Okay, so you guys retreat. As you guys get back to the
Sorry,
rest
I'm
of the
so
group,
much trouble for you.
No, you're not trouble. I just don't want to make trouble.
Yeah, so once you guys get back there, the stag immediately disappears. The minute you guys are back to where he originally confronted you guys, he disappears.
Just gonna have Sarabi's teeth against the trunk of the tree, and just sit there tired, and don't look at anybody because she's pissed. Fuck.
Okay, so back up with the rest of the backup with Suzanne and Arianti and Pill for all intents and purposes, because Pill has no idea what the hell happened. So back up with the rest of the party. And you did, for the record, split the party. Okay, you guys wait around for a while. It feels, for you guys, it's scary as hell, so 10 minutes could feel like an hour kind of thing, where it just feels like you're waiting there forever, but it probably hasn't been as long as you think. when that mist you're familiar with, Arianti, starts to roll in. It's just a light little mist. It's not like a thick fog like you saw when you had all those ghosts together, but it's a light little mist. Go ahead and make me a perception check, Arianti, and Pill.
My tiger and hyenas are also supposed to be on the lookout. Do they need to take it too?
No, just our peoples.
You said perception?
Yep. So I'm gonna move you guys back, even though you're
I got
more than this. It's just to give me manipulative room.
It says giant weasel, but that's me.
That's fine. If you go to where it says "as" at the bottom of the chat really quick, you should be able to change it from giant weasel to yeah.
I guess when you added the giant weasel, I think it somehow accidentally got switched.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, both of you see the foggy form sort of solidify into a shape. It's a small shape, like a small to medium-sized creature, four-legged. It's some kind of animal shape. Did that work? No, it didn't, because I didn't tell it to go to the right layer. Hold on. And it materializes into a dog.
Huh.
It looks like a small hound. Probably, just like very mutt-like. You don't know what kind of animal it is, but it's some kind of ghost dog. And he sort of approaches you guys sort of out of it. Very droopy hound dog face. Sort of approaches both of you, or the three of you. Suzanne, jumps a little bit because this ghost dog has appeared. And the dog sort of sniffs you and heads towards your tigers and your hyenas. Are they doing anything, or you may sit still?
I don't have them attack yet, but they're on guard.
Okay. The dog kind of approaches them and sniffs them, and the tiger kind of growls at it, but the dog seems unaffected by their threat of, back off or we'll bite you. The dog doesn't seem to care. It sniffs you, sneezes on you. Again, ghost sneeze, but he sniffs you really good and then sneezes. And then he sniffs Suzanne, who's cowering away from him. And then he wags.
Aww, I wonder if that is Melanie's dog.
So he's about here, and he just sort of sits down, wags, and borks. Just a couple really loud, big, deep bork.
Did Melanie ever mention a dog in her story to me?
No. And then a little while later, you see another mist roll in. And this one pretty rapidly materializes into Melanie.
Oh shoot, I thought that was a wraith for a second.
Yeah. That's why I have the name on it. So pretty rapidly materializes into Melanie. She doesn't get real close. You could see she's much more ethereal than the last time you saw her. She is very spectral now. So she looks much more shimmery on her edges and less like a solid shape. And she seems to be having a hard time perceiving you. So she's kind of getting closer, and she goes, who's there? Who is it? And she's kind of looking for all of you. She's sort of fading, I guess is the best word for it. As she kind of gets close, and she keeps her hand on the back of the ghost dog.
Yeah. Melanie, it's me, Arianti.
Arianti, you're back.
Yes.
Did you find my mom?
Yes. About that. She gestures over to where Suzanne's standing.
Suzanne has her hand over her mouth and just tears dripping down her face.
Oh,
Suzanne
she can see.
She can see her. Suzanne is she's quietly sobbing. And Melanie's like, where's my mom? You said you found her. Where's she?
She's standing right here.
She seems to be having a hard time seeing. So you and the dog kind of both guide her closer to Suzanne. And she kind of reaches out, and you can see her hand could normally touch you, but she seems to be almost completely immaterial. She just passes through stuff. But Suzanne says, Melanie, Oh, my baby. And Melanie hears her and sort of focuses in on this, and you watch as she solidifies just a little more, and as she like gets more and hugs her mother. So she's like solidified again, and she just like grabs onto her mother and is just in tears. She's just repeating how sorry she is over and over and over. And I would do the sad conversation between the two of these, but mostly it's just going to be blubbering, and that doesn't make for good audio. But they both share a moment talking to each other, and as you watch, the dog begins to go from ghostly color to a faint yellow light. So he begins to glow golden colors rather than just like the spectral blue.
Oh, I wonder if he's a guide to the afterworld.
And make me a perception check.
Okay. I got an 8, so I probably failed.
No, yeah, you don't see it. It's okay. Never mind. But the dog's sitting there very patiently. Sorry. The dog's sitting there very patiently while Melanie and her mother have a touching moment. And while the two of them talk and she explains herself and says how sorry she was, she doesn't really tell her mom what happened or why she died, just that she says it's her fault, that she, that it was her reason, that she was the reason why she died. It's not her mom's fault at all. Tries to sort of take the blame off her mom. And then she says, but it's okay. It's okay. Scruffy found Dad. So he says I can go see Dad now.
Oh.
Oh.
So I won't be alone, Mom, but you shouldn't be alone either, okay? Go find Auntie. You just shouldn't be by yourself. I didn't mean to leave you alone. And Suzanne just kind of kisses the top of Melanie's head and says, you go be with your dad, okay? Okay, you be strong. I love you so much, and you tell your dad take good care of you, okay? And Melanie nods, and Scruffy, as she's named the dog Scruffy, starts to glow more. He's not just like a color, he's now illuminated. And behind them, a doorway appears, made out of yellow light.
I'm pretty sure he's a guide.
Yeah, it's some sort of goldeny yellow color, where about up here, just sort of a doorway appears. And it just sort of like materializes out of the ground. Suzanne does not react at all to the doorway appearing. Arianti, you can totally see this doorway. It looks like just a square arch of just light has just like slid up out of the ground. And as you watch, now it's much more apparent. Scruffy, as she's named the dog, isn't a dog. Scruffy is some kind of angelic creature. You're not 100% sure what Scruffy is, but Suzanne appears to not be reacting to this transformation you're watching in Scruffy. But he has bird wings. He still looks like a dog, but he's got these big bird. If you would give them a color, and they're still all yellow, he's just golden. If you would name the color, you would say that they looked like raven wings, rather than like angel wings or something like that. They look like big bird wings. Mm-hmm. But he sort of tugs on. You watch over as he just takes real lightly in the skirts of Melanie and sort of tugs on her a little bit, and she wipes her face and she sniffles a little more. Okay, Mommy, Scruffy says it's time to go. And Suzanne's just sort of, kisses her daughter's head again and hugs her one more time. And then Melanie puts her hand on Scruffy's back, and they both sort of glow that yellowy color. Again, Suzanne does not appear to be reacting to these color changes so much. And you watch as Scruffy and Melanie head the doorway. As you do, I need you to make me a religion check.
Oh, I'm not very good at religion.
I know.
I got a 10.
10. 10's good enough. It was just a straight roll. You hear something coming from the doorway, and it's a familiar voice. It's someone you've talked to many, 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 many times. Even though you might not remember all of those conversations, you're very, very familiar with what Kalemvor sounds like. And you just hear his voice. You can't make out the words, but you can hear his voice, and you hear, thank you, my lady. I'll make sure she finds a good home. And the dog wags a little bit, and then the two are through the doorway, and it just vanishes.
When he says my lady, is he referring to the dog?
You don't know. You just know the dog responds when he says it. There's a wag when the dog, when he says my lady, and the dog wags, and the wings kind of move a little bit. So either the dog knows who he's talking about, or it was that he was talking to the dog. And then Melanie is through the archway, and the archway vanishes. And Suzanne goes, "Where'd they go? They're gone." From her perspective, they just disappeared.
They passed on. They went to the other side. She went to go be with her dad.
Okay. I guess we can go now. She'll be safe wherever the other side is. You think?
She will be. There's someone there I know that will make sure that she stays safe.
Okay. And she just kind of rubs her eyes. Oh, maybe she's right. Maybe I should go find my sister. Maybe I should just pack up and move. She just kind of rubs at her eyes. She's all puffy in the face. And she just sort of starts to sort of keeps holding your hand, because it still is kind of dark and scary here, and you guys start to make your way back. Pill, for the record, all of the ethereal golden dog with wings thing, you did not see at all. You saw girl and dog, and then they talked, and then the dog disappeared. And the dog and the girl disappeared. That's all.
That's totally normal.
It's totally very ghost stuff. You didn't see any of the golden archway, golden dog with bird wings. You saw none of that.
They just disappear. And,
Yep, just like Suzanne. You had the same sort of visuals as Suzanne did. You also had not hear the voice at all.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, so you guys start to make your way back. You guys down here, in my waiting group, have been waiting for maybe 30 minutes. It's kind of, you guys have kind of been twiddling your thumbs. Now, Pill has not reacted like anything bad has happened. Has Pill been describing what's been happening while they were heading up?
He's just been quiet.
Okay, so Pill is not alerted to danger. And then, how long does Pill stay with Princess when they start to head back?
Until he can see himself.
Okay. You guys get maybe 60 feet away, and then you can see them again. And you guys are sort of... Pill, you blink back to yourself, and the gang is walking up again. Seemingly unharmed. Except, Suzanne is just... Her face is all red and angry, looking like she's been crying a lot. Shocker. But yeah.
Princess immediately, flies back to Pill's shoulders.
Okay.
Visibly relaxed. Okay, good.
Yeah, Rose lets out a sigh of relief.
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
Oh my god. Sorry, I just got back to your guys' chat.
I wasn't looking at it.
All of the memes.
All
I like
right.
the Sarabi and Kali one. That one's a good one.
Oh, the dog from Coco. I was thinking about that too.
Yep. Very good. Okay. All right. So you guys head back. Suzanne seems, if not less sad, more understanding. She seems to be less traumatized and more just grieving. So the forest is not as scary as it once was to her because she's not focused on it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did it go?
I saw my little girl. And Melanie and Suzanne just kind of rubs her eyes, and you can see the minute she says that, her tears well up again, and she kind of falls quiet because she's gonna start crying again while she walks.
If they are there, Sarah's gonna stand and go, okay, we are done. Let's go back. She just start walking. Probably super slowly because she sucks.
Oh yeah,
Robbie,
you're still only moving at half speed.
You look
Not
bad.
the
What
moment,
happened?
Not
you
now,
should be
kid.
talking about like really sluggish like too.
Though, since we have established if the creature is one size larger than
Yeah,
you
I was
are,
gonna
you can
mention.
technically, you can ride one of the hyenas or the tiger if you want to try to move quicker.
I was going to mention to her, hey, do you want my hyena or tiger to give you a ride? You look tired.
I actually do that?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
You could ride on one of them.
Yeah, you should rest, Robbie.
Hell yeah! She looks at no, she didn't say that. I said. She looks
Which
at
one
the
do you wanna
tiger
ride?
with this really angry face, and then she mounts the tiger with this angry face, but all excited, but with a pouting face.
Torn between
So she's
excited
clearly
and
pouting.
being pouty. Yeah.
It's like, I shouldn't be happy because I'm mad, but wee!
That's so cute.
I've never ridden on a tiger before. Yeah. Okay.
So it's a little bit like a toddler not getting what he wants, but
I offer-
also having fun.
Yes.
I offer Miss Suzanne to if she wants to ride too, because she's probably emotionally exhausted and having to walk back home is really hard.
She'll probably accept that and sort of weirdly climb on top of one of the hyenas. It's a strange situation for her, but okay, sure, whatever.
And I'll ride the last one.
Okay.
Does she seem uncomfortable with the torch? Does she seem uncomfortable with it?
No, she seems okay holding the torch. But now that if you guys want to put it out, you can. But this has been a very strange, weird day for her.
Dagger back, please. I paid for that.
Yep, she hands you back the dagger. She's good. She doesn't need the extra one. But yeah, so Arianti, are you going to tell them anything that happened?
Oh,
you guys have the whole walk where you can try to describe what happened. Now, I don't know whether you
We have the
in
way
front of
left.
Suzanne.
well, did she hear Pill telling them what happened?
Pill
or
didn't tell us anything.
Pill didn't tell them jack shit. Pill was Pill.
I wonder if she'll mention it unless someone asks her, like, how'd it go?
Oh, Callie
I think someone did
did.
say.
Callie
Callie
did.
said, "How did it
She
go?"
asked, how did it go?
Okay, I was,
Are we taking the
Remember-
way back? Come
Yeah,
on, fuck
yeah,
off.
we are.
And then she runs.
Yep, you guys are all walking back.
And then when I respond after Suzanne, it's like, Kalimvor took her to see her dad. She's going to be okay now.
That's good.
Nice. That means we have one less person.
At least she's free from here now.
Yep. Now, don't get me wrong. That forest is still full of ghosts.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
at least it's one free.
It's one.
you know?
It's one less ghost. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um. But yeah. So again, it's a long ass walk back.
It takes us twice as long to get out of the forest than it did to get to it.
No,
No,
it should take the same.
It should take about the same amount of time. Arianti is not Arianti. Sarabi is slightly more confused, but with Mekin there, you guys have kind of two guides, and so you guys are still able to get about. It takes you half a day still, so you get back, after dark. By about then, the rain has let up, so it's not raining anymore, but now it's just cold. Yeah.
Yeah, Rose sends to Sane, asking how things went with
How Kira is.
How Kira is.
Okay. You finally get a message from Sand going, "Ah, she's good at sewing." That's it. That's all she does.
I don't think that Kira is. As soon as we all get settled into the inn, Rose tells everybody Kira is not a hag.
All right. Well, we'll wait.
Well, can we go directly to her to take her home? I mean, like,
well, we need to take
She's
Suzanne
the middle
home
of the
first.
night. You guys are finally getting back. It's like 10
Yeah.
p.m. when you guys finally get back to town.
Everybody needs to sleep, or at least Sarabi needs to sleep.
oh yeah, unless she passed out on the way home.
I'm perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sarabi, you should sleep.
Robbie, are you drunk?
Not
And
yet.
Sleep drunk.
Give me 1 hour.
Sarabi, you should sleep.
Give you a drink and you'd be unconscious. Sorry.
Sorry, Sarabi,
She wants to drink.
Yeah. Should
She
sleep
had
in the morning. In the morning, message Sane, make sure nothing has changed, because we wanted to give Kira a full 24 hours, not just part of the day, and then go from there. But yeah.
If you excuse me, I have some demons I need to drown in my head. So, she wants to drink.
Gotta go get a drink from the tavern bar when we get there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you guys are in like the Cracked Mug or something is the name of the
Something,
tavern.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
Wait, are my animals with me, or do I have to send them away? Do they let hyenas and tigers into the tavern?
Probably not.
Do they let small kills into the tavern?
Even the children? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an inn too, so.
It is an inn.
Yeah.
They're probably pretty good with most ranger animals, like the wolf they've been okay with because it is an adventure inn. Hyena and tiger are for them. So it's not an animal they usually see in this part of town.
That's racist. Other people.
If I walk into town with Sarabi and Suzanne and myself riding onto them, how do the people react?
They're staring at you. No one is trying to confront you because you are a small child on a tiger.
Well, I'm on a hyena.
Or on a
Sarabi's on the
hyena.
tiger.
And there's another person on a tiger. They, for the most part, are going to leave you guys the F alone.
And everyone but one person is like armed to the teeth. So.
Yeah.
Did they recognize Suzanne and be like, what's Suzanne? Running that hyena.
She does not appear to be upset, or she was upset, but she does not appear to be like calling or screaming for help, so she's on her own. Yeah.
But yeah, take
Peter is so jealous that he can ride a tiger.
So I keep them around until we get to the front of the inn, and then I have them poof away. I give them pets and say, "You did so good today. Thank you so much," and scratch behind the ears and all that, and then I let them go.
Okay.
They are like Pokemon. She only brings them out when they are useful.
When she needs them. Yeah. Back in the Pokeball.
I mean, that's pretty much what they are. They are, in fact, Pokemon.
Right, let's get inside there.
Take
I need to
Suzanne
draw my
home,
sorrow.
drop her off. Ask her if she's gonna be okay before we leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
If she needs anything.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go see my sister. She lives in Waterdeep, and I think it'll be good for me to just get away for a while.
Isn't that where we are going?
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point.
That's where my mommy is.
But yeah, so she's heading towards Waterdeep. So that sort of seems to be her plan. It's where her sister lives. So she's gonna go.
I wish you the best.
Yeah, can I tell her it's a good idea and it's good to not be alone, especially during times like these.
She nods.
You know, we could let her where Waterdeep she'll live. Maybe when we are there, we can just go past and pay a visit. Just say.
You could, yeah. Apparently her family kind of deals a lot with meat, so her sister probably is also a butcher, because it seems to have been a trade that she learned from her dad. So this was like the butcher shop was owned by her side of the family. Her husband showed up and started working as a butcher. Then it found out it paid more to be a logger and went to go be a logger and then beefed it. So yeah. So her sister probably runs some kind of meat shop, probably a butchery, up in Waterdeep. But again, Waterdeep's enormous, so you might end up maybe messaging her if you want to try.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad idea. It's always good to have a friendly face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a friendly face or few for Ariante. She's going to track down the Crimson Talon and probably avoid her mom.
Also, a butcher. We could get the.
Oh yeah. Anywho,
That sounds so good.
try her family's butcher shop.
Yep. But yeah, so you guys managed to head back to the inn. Again, you guys pretty quickly can find rooms. It's not super busy this time of year because it's sort of late fall-ish. By the way, once you get back to town, Macon leaves and he heads off towards.
Excuse me, I want to get face sheet drunk first.
Okay, so you're in the inn, but you still get the rooms before you get shit-faced drunk. Which for you takes like a quarter of the time it normally does because of how tired you are. You pretty much just put one in you and you're just like, oh, I'm so tired I'm gonna pass out. You're so drunk I'm gonna pass out kind of thing.
I was about to say, I could see her going straight for the bar while she relies on everyone else to get the rooms.
To get the room?
Yeah. And then by the time they all come back, she's already drunk. And then can pass out.
Or she's already passed out.
Yeah. They're like, well, okay.
She's like has a tower in one of those giant cups in one of her hands, and she's looking at her other hand and why do I need 5 fingers for?
Okay, was there anything else you guys wanted to do tonight? Any other conversations you
I
want to
think very well say. So tomorrow we are gonna get your team's gonna get Kira and bring her to her family. Yes.
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 If that's not a problem with you, I would use the time you'd use to bring her back in the library and follow up on the clue that I found. You can't say no if you don't want to, but I guess it would be a good use of my time.
You're an adult. Do what you want to do.
I want to go with you to live life lovely.
He laughs a little. Yeah, that's true. I don't. Good things don't happen when people split up. So that was my.
Hey, Vero, can you do a favor for me while you're there at the library?
What? Of course. What is?
Can you do some research on planewalkers for me?
Yes, I make a note of it.
More things to read, yay!
Yay!
Thanks. You're the best.
I've got some reading to do, I guess, and there's like he tries to sound professional, but there's this note of excitement in it.
Yep.
Because he's a nerd.
Yeah, you guys keep giving him his favorite chore. Reading! I just imagine whenever Vero gets a new book, he does that thing from Wallace and Gromit where Wallace sort of holds his hands up by his head and shakes them a little bit. Oh, yay! It's just very much like that. Okay, so you guys kind of all get tucked in for the night. Ariante, make me another religion check.
Ugh. I always roll bad.
I know.
Alright, let's do this thing. Where's my window? Okay, here we go. Watch it suck. 16.
Yay!
That's not
really
bad.
Okay. You have another dream. Do you want to have it in chat or do you want to have it in the other chat?
I'll have it in this chat. Everyone wants to hear it, I'm sure.
It'll also be on the recording then, so you can always go back and reference
and
it.
if I forget.
Okay. You get ready for bed just like normal, and as you fall asleep, you're sort of thinking about what you saw. About the weird bird dog thing, and hearing Kalemvar's voice and the ethereal gate that you saw, that Melanie passed through. I mean, the look of her, the sort of the soft glow, the warmness almost. It was still cold, but it was like a sort of a comforting feeling that the dog emanated almost. You remember seeing a dog like that before. It looked slightly different, your dog, when you saw him. But, he was your dog. You found him as a puppy, and you managed to talk Kai into letting you keep him. And he was your bestest friend. And he stayed with you, and he barked, and he was great, and you taught him how to howl, so when you sung, he'd howl with you.
Aww.
And he was your best friend. During that year, he was one of your closest companions while you traveled. He would do tricks, and he was very, very good for you, good to have around. And when you decided to sneak out of camp to go into town, one night you didn't know he was following you until the man in the alley tried to grab you. And you knew better. You knew exactly what to do, but the knife he had at your throat was there faster than you expected it to be. And then Spot jumped out of the shadows. You're like 10. You're not original. Spot jumped out of the shadows, and you can have it be the gnomish word for Spot if you want. But yeah, so he jumps out of the shadows and bites the man who's attacking you, and the guy throws Spot down, and you see the blood from Spot, and you scream, and then other people from the bar are coming out, but it doesn't stop Spot from bleeding. And you remember Spot going away. And you and Kai and the rest of the Crimson Talon, you guys all did a nice little ceremony, and you made a big pyre for Spot. And you all talked about the favorite moments with Spot. And you remember that Kai held you the whole night. You cried because Spot was gone. And then the next morning when you got up, Spot was back. Except no one else could see Spot. No one but you. And he was all golden and colored nice, and he stayed with you. Just hung around. He barked and woke you up when bad things were going to happen. No one else could hear him bark but you. But that was okay, because you knew Spot was still there. And he got those little wings, and he jumped around and yipped when he got them, and he was so happy to have them. He was your little guard dog. Spot was a good dog. You haven't seen Spot since you've been back. But after seeing that dog with the pretty wings, you wonder where your Spot is. And then you wake up in the morning.
Did I completely forget about him until this time?
Yeah, you just didn't remember Spot at all. He was part of that year gap. You found him during the year, that missing year, so a lot of your memories are all wiggly during that year. You probably had Spot as a living dog for about 8 months. And then the last 2 months before everything goes wonky, Spot was a ethereal guard dog for you.
So he was only a year old, because you said I found him as a puppy.
Yeah, you found him as a puppy. Now, for you, defining puppy is how old of a puppy he was. He probably was not an old dog. when he was attacked, but he did save your life. But then he came back and was a golden dog. So this is not the first time you have seen an ethereal dog. Yeah.
I gotta think of a gnomish name for Spot.
Yep, you gotta think of a gnomish name for Spot. If you want to name him something else, you can. I just Spot felt like a good name. So he was a smaller dog. So think more like a terrier rather than like a big hound dog. But yeah.
He was
To
the
be
goodest
fair,
boy.
our auntie probably would have called him a puppy, regardless of how old or.
Yeah.
Big he was. Yeah.
My
So
puppy.
Spot could have been anywhere from a year to 4 years old, and he would have been your puppy. So, but yeah, but you found him as a small dog, and he did not get much bigger. So whether that was just you feeding him well or not, yeah. But Kai,
Make sure
Kai, you're starting to remember how close you were with Kai. Because Kai really watched out for you.
Was Kai the same guy that got mad when I went inside that cave?
Yes, Kai is the same guy who was just livid that you ran off into the bear cave, and then also was the guy who scooped you up and checked you all over for injuries and made sure you were okay. And thank God you're back.
Also, the leader of the Crimson Talon.
Yeah, he was the leader of the Crimson Talon.
Aw, what was this species again?
He's half elf.
Half elf. Okay, so he's around still.
Yeah, he's a half elf. Probably fighter if you're remembering correctly, but he used a bow, unlike Callie or someone like that. But you know he wasn't like a ranger, if that makes sense. His skill area was different than something like what Sarabi would do, but he sort of had the same talents that Kali does. Yeah, he's technically, I think his class is sharpshooter. But yeah.
The archery fighting style.
Yeah, he took the archery fighting style, but yeah, so his sort of like, if you were to name that, he's a sharpshooter. He took all the sharpshooter feats. Dude was essentially a marksman. You know, like I can shoot an apple off somebody's head with my eyes closed, kind of thing. He was very Robin Hood.
I was gonna say he kind of reminds me more of Legolas, just from his description.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds cool. And I was with so Kai was around. Well, of course he's the leader, so he was around when I first joined. So I was traveling with him for 2 years.
Yes.
Till I died.
Yeah, so you knew him. So there was the year that you traveled that you could still remember with the Crimson Talon. Then you have a missing year. During the missing year, you found the dog. During the missing year, you were talking to Kalemvor. Yeah. So there's some stuff that happened during that gap year where you got more bold as an adventurer and started to get into more trouble. And then Kai, essentially, you were slowly giving Kai tiny heart attacks.
Oh God.
Partly, well, I can't tell you that. You don't know that yet. Never mind. I'm being quiet.
Partly.
We're making
Partly because of a
him
thing you don't know yet.
Hopefully, I will know that soon.
Yeah, you don't remember why you wanted to sneak out that night that Spot died. You don't know what you were doing. You just remember sneaking out of the camp to go into town, and you were doing something, but you don't know what that something was.
Buying Kai a birthday present. I don't know.
No, you don't know. You cannot remember. Yeah, it was not part of your dream. You just kind of got a bunch of flashes of Spot. The focus of this sort of dream remembering was Spot.
It was probably a music competition or something.
Did you all just
Go quiet, yes. Quiet.
Yeah. I just listen to what voice he was
It's
saying.
just you.
All right, so that was my dream, and then I wake up wondering what happened to my Spot.
Where's my dog, dude?
Yeah.
Dog.
Could I forget him? I feel so bad. He saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
damn it, you're too cute for this world.
I want to, while I still remember what he looks like in my dream, I take out my notebook and I sketch him.
Okay. Think very much American Jack Russell.
Aww.
Wishbone.
Wishbone. Yep, he was Wishbone. Also, that happens to be my favorite dog, so it's always the first dog
I love
think of.
Wishbone.
So yeah,
I had
so,
two Jack Russells growing up. They're so
yeah, but,
hyperactive
yeah, so-
and they're amazing.
Yeah, he was a little dog. So I mean, for you, he was enormous because he was like a small sheep, that you gotta pick up and carry around. But yeah, so for everybody else, they pretty much there's like a great, essentially a visual of one of the bigger, burlier members of the Crimson Talon, probably some half orc, scooped you and Scott and Spot up in under his arm in one sort of handhold. It was holding you both like a football, but like he could successfully hold both of you together in one arm. Like so there's just a lot of you and the dog getting into shenanigans, and then having to be grabbed out of situations, or Spot would bark at somebody, and everyone's like, get your dog under control, and you were like, Spot can do whatever he wants.
What does that sound so familiar?
That's so cute. God damn.
Oh, I miss Spot.
The Spot.
Yeah, so you guys get up in the morning. It's up to you what you want to do now.
Trying to find a cure for a hangover.
We should have called our team something
Rose
dog
is the cure.
related.
Oh, you still have a
that's
point
right.
of exhaustion, Sarabi, so you still have disadvantage on your checks, but Pietro no longer has his point. So you were back down to 1 point of exhaustion instead of 2.
Good enough.
Yep.
I mean, if I'm in the forest, it gives me disadvantage, but I also have advantage because it's the forest, so it will be like normal, right?
No
Yep.
straight roll, yeah.
Yeah. Rose cast Lesser Restoration on Sarabi.
Cool. Sarabi, you no longer have a hangover. You have
Thank
been
you,
cured of
Ange.
poison.
From heaven.
Rose, can you also message Sane to check on Kira?
Yeah, she does that.
Okay, you message Shane, sort of checking in on what Kira's doing. Slept through the night for the most part. Good kid, not a hag.
Alright, cool.
That's what you get from Satan. Satan is very brief.
She's
Why
had
did it-
a lot more years of dealing with sending than I have, so.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, and
I
just
have
saying,
a doubt in my... I have a doubt. Why did they have keep her alive?
We don't know.
I have a theory, but I don't. They feed off despair, don't they?
Maybe they were trying to lure the dad.
That or they were
Oh,
just
they were trying.
That was the other
to-
kid.
I
No,
don't-
the dad that's missing is Kira's dad.
Alright, I keep getting it confused.
too many kids.
Melanie dad
All
died
these
in a
humans
lumber
looking the
accident.
same.
Kids
wait,
to
they're
many
human too.
parents.
Maybe they derived some kind of sick pleasure of giving the poor child nightmares. I cannot tell you, but I'm glad.
I think it's because they're luring Kira's dad out.
There was also, remember, a lot of small bones in the spider cave.
Oh shit, that means we also have to look for her dad. I thought we didn't need to look for the dad anymore, but no, that was the other dad.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need to.
so Melanie's dad, you know where he is, dead. Kira's dad, Greg, you don't know where Greg is.
Well, we still need to look for Greg. Great. Can we talk with the authorities of the town first before somebody else claims our victory?
Let's
Yes,
take
We
what's
should
her
Get
Let's
Kira
get
back
Kira
to
Kira
back
her
home.
home.
first.
She needs to go home to her mom. She's been waiting long enough.
It only takes 2 hours to camp and 2 hours back, so.
So you guys basically can get
hour.
up in the morning and
Yeah.
go hike over to get Kira. And
Or
bring
you can
her to her
ask
mom.
Venna or someone to bring it to the village for us.
What a great idea! Let's split the party!
Well, you're splitting a party in town.
Which we've done
I mean-
countless times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zero
if they're
wanted to go study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want-
Wait, how many feet away is the? Well, 500 feet's definitely not 2 hours.
Yeah.
You cannot dimension door over to get her.
Well, you can message her, Vanna or what's the other person's name? I forget.
Sane.
Saying to bring her over.
That will make it.
I mean, we could.
That would take 2 hours off the day.
Didn't you want to get her a birthday present anyway, too, Arianti?
Oh, I didn't buy it yet? Okay, yes, I wanted to buy her a birthday present.
Because her birthday was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I don't have to go get her because I want to buy the present.
So, is Ariente and Vero staying in town while everybody else goes to get her? Or are you...
Pill stays in town.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
we're
we
just gonna
really
go
need
get her.
to?
Actually, when we slept in the town. Never mind. I was wondering if I could have given her her present that morning.
Mm-mm.
Do
Before we
we?
left.
Okay, just a question. Do we really want to let Arianti wander alone in the town?
She's already gone.
Yeah.
While doing his own thing too.
I didn't
She
have-
doesn't listen. She's just gone.
Very well.
Pietro's
Alright.
going to be with her. I'm gonna send Pietro to accompany her.
Okay. Ariante, you kind of get you get maybe a couple houses away when Pietro, essentially trailing you, because he can follow your scent, eventually finds you, and then just like shoves his nose in between a couple of your ribs in your back. He just real hard dog nose just goes, hey, and just kind of pokes you really hard, you're left, dude.
That's illegal.
I have to go buy Kira her birthday present. We don't have much time. Here, help me go find something she'll like.
He snorts at you. That's ridiculous.
There's no time. Let's go.
He just chuffs but follows along.
A girl and her dog having adventures in town.
Yep. But yeah, so Ariante's off finding a present. Let me know what present you want to give her, and we'll work out how much it costs or whatever.
What kind of things do they have in that time?
Pill.
You know she
What-
sews very well.
Good idea.
So
Okay, at the very least, Rose passes on that she sews very well.
yeah. Pill, what did you want to do? Well, everybody's for the next 4 hours, basically, while the rest of everybody's marching over to get her and marching back.
Wanted to look for a Violet Widow base around town, or somewhere we can contact them.
Okay, yeah, you guys can find a guild. This coast is more Winter's Eye, so you can find a Winter's Eye small office, like a rented office space that's maybe got a couple people who sit there. But they also have basically they'll pass on messages to the other guilds. There's a network where they all communicate with each other. Actually, Sane does live here. Okay, I'd say because Sane lives here, there is probably a small Violet Widow shop, very similar setup. So there's one for the
Winter's Eye.
Winter's Eye and one for the Violet Widow. The Violet Widow office says it is closed, so it looks like whoever usually mans it is no longer there. It sort of has a gone on adventure, be back soon, but there's a lot of dust. You don't know how long they've been gone, but it's clearly been a while.
Excuse me, we are actually going there as a group, right?
What?
Well, Pill decided
No.
to wander off. So Pill, Ariane,
God
and
damn
Zero
it!
are all staying in town. The rest of you three,
But who cares about that little girl?
Oh, I want to play some music real quick to gather up some money to help pay for. her
Sarabi
gift.
has been saying from moment zero she wants to go to the authorities of the town, talk about they defeating. She doesn't give a fuck about the little girl.
Okay, so is she going with Pill then? So is it her and Pill?
Yes.
All right. So Kali and Rose are getting the child because they're responsible adults.
Yes.
And Pietro
Kali
goes
Rose-
with Ariente.
Yeah. Petro's with Ariente, Vero's off reading, and Pill and Sarabi are wandering around looking for guild. So you do manage to find the sort of the guild shop for Violet Widow, but again, no one's there, and like across the street is the one for the Winter's Eye, and it's clearly open.
You said like they have a way of contacting the Violet Widow too?
Yeah, the guilds all kind of communicate with each other.
Yeah, Pill just heads to the Winter's Eye then, since that's open.
Okay, you wander in. It's a small office space. There's some tables, some people are working. It's like a big room with like a fireplace on one end, and then there are some people sitting at like tables facing each other, but they're all like working. They're like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, I'd like to report about the hags in the forest.
Oh, and they all just kind of go, "Oh, all right." And they kind of start like pulling out like a file. Like, so we know there's night hags and there's green hags, and they've been located in the forest. There's a certain number. They're like giving you the spiel about like the information so you can go hunt them. Like they
Actually,
don't. Yeah,
wait, is a lady or a guy? Can we tell?
can't quite tell. It's somewhere in between. You're not sure.
Actually, person of hard to guess gender.
Yes.
There are no more hags in the forest anymore. That's what we came to report.
Excuse me?
Cleared out
What
the
now?
coven.
You did
That
what?
we came to report that there are no more hags on the forest anymore because we kicked them out.
Me and several other members of guilds who aren't here right now as...
Yes, because they have messed up priorities.
You better tell them about the Chrism Town.
yeah, one couple are a member of Dawn Phoenix, I'm Violet Widow, one's Crimson Talon, another's Winter's Eye.
I don't know
and
what you
is-
mean. I don't have any personalities.
Which guild is Rose in?
Rose isn't in a guild.
Rose of
She's
She
in it?
decided-
Okay.
She decided not to be in a guild just so that she could more easily like switch between y'all
Ernie, I missed.
if needed.
Nope. The one who was in the Fanghold was
Noemi.
Yeah.
yes, Naomi, but she's not here. But yeah, so so you list everybody who's in the hag killing party, and they're like, what?
Wait, Wizard, do you have the magic stone?
Yeah, he pulls out the Heartstone.
Holy shit! Holy shit! How many did you kill?
One.
All of them. I mean,
Except
all
two.
of them that matter.
My cutout, I didn't hear a thing.
I said, holy shit! How many of them did you kill?
Well, we killed one night hags, dozens of green hags, and the other two fled. But either way, the coven is destroyed.
Yeah. Do we even kept track of how many did we kill? Did we need to?
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Yeah, you're right. Say
We
that.
could-
I think it was like
You guys should mention the light show that was out in the middle of the forest the other night.
Yeah, that was us.
they both kind of like jump or the one person just kind of jumps up and goes, what are your names so I can write this down?
Well, the member of the
Oh my
Crimson.
god!
All right. Well, the member of the Crimson Talon is
Okay.
named Ariente.
No, I didn't
What?
understand. Oh, right. Oh, right. Yes. Crimson.
Member of
He's-
Winter's Eye is Vero. And
Okay.
you and Kali are Dawn Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Kali and Sarabi, and my name's
Do we-
Bill. I'm in Violet Widow.
Do we even know Hero's last name? Choose them.
I do, Vero Selison.
Ah, okay.
So
Wait,
Calibrana?
wait, wait,
Tell me your name.
dude. Yeah, you know, but also know because you had the passport of Vero
His-
at
his-
some
his-
point
his-
because he
his-
wrote down Vero
his-
Kilchler.
yeah, his name
Gotta
is
write
not the one you know his name as. So I'm assuming Pill's got a good enough memory that you remember that his ID card says something else.
Okay, then yeah, Pill says what's
Pill-
on the ID card.
Yeah, and from the
Remarkably enough,
Phoenix
Pill
is
actually knows
Calibrana.
everybody's full names.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, so what are their last names? And Pill just kind of goes the list and gives everybody's last name.
Do you mention Rose as someone who assisted but wasn't a part of a guild, or leave her out?
Mention her.
Yeah, I did mention Oriente, didn't I?
No,
No,
Rose.
No, Rose.
Because she's not part of the
yeah,
guild.
Rose isn't a part of the guild, but she also helped.
Assisted, yeah.
Okay.
I also think that
She's an
he
external
wouldn't have
assistant.
paraded
Oh, sorry.
around the name Callison. He wouldn't have paraded around the name Callison, I don't think.
Yep.
Alright, but yeah, Vera Kiltar, or Kiltlar?
Well,
Kutla. Yes.
Lar. Okay.
Oh, so that's his name.
Which means translated, which Sarabi knows means translated people of mysterious.
sounds totally fake.
What's your name? Joe last name.
Yeah, no lost Nami.
No, but I think she actually brought herself and Pietra Sopada
Okay.
because that's Kalila's.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys they give you the information, they jot it down, and they say, where's your home address for all of these people? I think you guys put
All Boulders.
Baldur's Gate, no?
all Baldur's Gate, yeah. So they just write down Baldur's Gate. Okay. So the warrant out for the hags, the destruction of the coven from the timber hall logging company was 3,000 gold pieces.
Hell yeah!
I was like,
Nice.
can you divide it into 6?
Yeah, 7.
Or 7, yeah.
6, no, right.
No,
6
it's
with you
6,
guys,
yeah.
right. It's 6, okay.
I mean, it's probably it would probably be better like give 100 to each of us and just keep the other and the
Well, I
big
mean,
bag
do
with
we
the
have like a bank or anything, or somewhere we can store the rest of the money? I mean, aside from the bag. I mean, we
So-
do have the bag of holding, but
Yeah, we should
The way
probably
this will
get some bank account.
They're like, oh no, we don't have the money on us.
It gets
They
to us.
it was the reward offered. We'll contact them and then they'll pay you. So the money will go to Baldur's Gate.
Good
alright,
enough.
so let's pretend for a second that I'm new and I have no idea. Do we like go to one of the guild posts and they'll have the money when we go to them next time, or?
When you return to your home base, in this case, Baldur's Gate, all of your mail and your gold and payments will all be received there. So they'll be held for you in mail rooms in Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
We should
as
probably
for,
get a bank account on Baldur.
As for this Rose Highbottle, where should I be sending her funds if she's not part of the guild? Where should I
Also,
be telling her?
Baldur's Gate.
Also
Also,
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, yes.
Does she have an office there or a family that I can put their address in?
Can you group it out with?
I was
Or
like, could you
mail.
like add it to like part of our rewards and we just like pay her ourselves?
You can tell her
'Cause we
that she
don't-
travels with her.
Since she doesn't really have like a base.
Okay, that can be done, and they make a note. That her money will essentially be stored with one of your guys's. She will need to present some kind of identification to collect.
I feel like at some point, Rose is just gonna have to make herself an ID card.
I was like, could you give us like something to give to Rose so that she can show that she is
receipt?
actually,
All right.
yeah, something like
They
that.
start working up a receipt for you. Basically, it's just like a
Yeah.
and
There
then
you
they
go.
seal, put a
Good
seal on the
thinking,
scroll
wizard.
with it's got the Winter's Eye, so it'll probably be with Vero's money. Rose's money will be with Vero's money because it's from the Winter's Eye Guild. So they're vouching for the 7th member.
I could
or the
just
sixth
get
member.
this to Rose and she can. This will be good enough proof.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So it's sealed with the Winter's Eye little crest. Basically, it means that instead of you guys getting this extra 500, it's being set off in a separate coin purse. So it does not serve them any purpose to believe you're lying about an additional member because it would just mean the rest of you get less pay.
Yeah.
So, so they're more than happy to give you a receipt saying there's some rando running around who gets an extra 500 gold. Yeah, so each of you guys, when you get to Baldur's Gate, will get 500 gold. An additional to whatever you're getting from the train incident. You still don't know.
Did we tell anyone about the train incident?
Yeah, we
You
did.
said
Yep.
that not the Crimson Talent. What's her face?
Dawn Phoenix.
Dawn Phoenix. Yeah.
Oh, Phoenix.
So-
Okay.
Put it
So
under
yeah,
Robbie and Callie's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I should make a tally really quick of how much everybody's getting. So
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
500.
Yeah, at
Okay,
this
just-
point,
Yeah,
you might not
3,000
get the
divided by
Baldur's
6.
Gate right away.
Yeah, it's 500
Yeah.
each. So
Yeah.
you guys each get 500 for hags. And then you don't know how much you're getting for train.
That's all we've done.
We don't know. We can be
Yeah.
surprised.
And then also any mail that's arrived.
I wonder if Arian is going to get mail because that lady back in Phelan sent off a letter.
Yeah, I was just saying, hey, little shit, you're not actually part of our guild.
No, she is, and nothing you say can ever change that. She is a Crimson Talon member. She has a ring to prove it.
You're getting
Just listen to her.
disbarred.
She's so totally a Gryffindor.
Disbarred.
Also, before they go, Sarah is going to ask the cleric or the person here, can you please let me borrow something to breathe with? Paper?
Sure. They kind of find a scrap piece of paper and hand it to you with a pen.
Okay, look at this. And she very quickly and very detailedly sketches a map of the forest. Because she sucks at driving, but she can make and mark a section of the forest. Okay, here there is a super creepy zombie deer murder ghost. Don't let
Dear
the people work. Don't let the people work on lumberjack. It's dangerous, okay?
Don't go there.
And she gives them up to the person.
Sounds like they're a
They
spirit
take it-
guardian.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll tell the lumber people. They look really confused about what the hell they're supposed to do about this, but you've tasked them with this mission, and they'll try.
Like, I would just say, like, make a keep out sign around the perimeter of the heart of the forest.
Yeah, it's just so people don't end up in a worse situation that we have. So get the people away from this area of the forest.
So we're trying to
For their
build
sake.
relations with the spirit guardian, and we feel any lost adventure might hurt that relation.
Okay.
We won't know the entirety of the situation.
Yeah, you have been warned. It's off of your hands now. Let's go back.
All right.
Wisa, I think we did the right thing today.
Yes, we did the other right thing today.
Yeah,
We
Right
did
first.
the neutral thing today. And
All right. So that's what you guys were up to. Let's do Ariantine. Let's do Vero, and then we'll come back to Ariantine. So Vero, you are going to be reading the tomes that you found, the volume set, which the name of the set, the volume is Spirits and Entities that have interacted with the Snakewood Forest Essence. It's what the name of it's this very dry manuscript. But it's a hefty set because it's 5 volumes, and each one's concerning things that have interacted that this person Honeydew has visually seen interact with the spirit guardian, or the spirit essence is what it keeps referring to it as. The spirit essence, forest essence, it kind of uses those two words interchangeably. So
All right.
yeah, so where are you starting? Like, what are you specifically looking for? Are you just gonna read this like cover to cover?
Well, he'd love to, but I don't think he has that much time. I guess I'm starting to search for similarities between what seems like the stag and look out for words like corruption, stag, antlers, that kind of thing, searching for certain key point words.
Okay, make an investigation check. You have advantage.
Cool. Shit. Thank God for that advantage. Maybe not, maybe. Let's see. What the fuck?
What'd you get?
I rolled the same thing twice, damn it. Not good. What's my investigation again? Why did I roll the same thing twice?
I don't know. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't... Yeah. 8. What the...
8. It's not that you're bad at reading, it's that this person is bad at writing. So the book comes across while you're reading it as just like the ramblings of an insane person. If
It's a fanfiction.
Yeah, it's clearly supposed to be like they're supposed to be taking notes about their observations, but it comes across very much more like a diary of what he ate today. It's just a lot of it's this very long-winded, strangely worded nonsense. It's taking you some time. This is going to take you a while to try to parse through what this person actually is writing when they use all of this like archaic, flowery garbage language. You find somewhere in this mess snippets about the forest spirit getting sicker. So it talks about how the forest spirit is very shy from the get-go. It seems to be almost it tries to keep itself hidden as best it can. That's kind of what the first volume is talking about how it's mostly like that first book. The thickest one is about his attempts to come into contact with the spirit, from what you can gather. And that's pretty much all you get through is that first one. And then the second one starts to have like chapter headings that talk about the decline in the forest spirit's physique, basically. But that's like as far as you get in like 4 hours of trying to translate this absolute garbage nonsense.
So I will need more time then, I guess.
Yeah, you will need a lot more time. I'm not saying that you can't gain information from this. I'm just saying it is going to be pounding your head against the wall, it's like old school.
Like it's like reading older Middle English.
Yeah, it's like reading older Middle English, but like a scientific journal. So it's bad. It's just like old school anthropology bad, where like one sentence is a paragraph. It's just hard to read.
Okay.
No structure, no grammar, run-on sentences.
I will.
Yeah.
I mean, he will.
Misspelled words.
I guess he will take the headache and try to find out. Also, another thing I kind of want him to look out. It reads like a diary, yes?
Kind of, yeah. So there's like.
Can he glean the general location of that person and if they would be still alive?
Not.
Do you want to go for level then?
The age of the person, you clearly figure out the person's a halfling.
Yeah.
So it's
probably
some kind of halfling. So maybe. You're not sure how old this halfling individual is. He doesn't like describe his age or what he looks like or anything in the book. He clearly eats a lot. Or maybe that's just like skewed because of how much he talks about breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then skips breakfast. Yeah. So, and he clearly drinks a lot because he constantly describing all of these different wines that he's tasting and how the wine paired with the view of the forest and whatever. It's what makes it so hard to read is because some of this information is just absolutely useless to you.
How did this thing get approved to be in the library?
Well, hence it's in an archive.
Oh.
This was just a manuscript that was published. So someone published this in Esmeralton and it ended up in the archive. This is not a library. So this was not like peer reviewed.
So
someone paid to publish this.
So I can't glean at the location of that person?
not of that person specifically. This person clearly implied that they moved here around this time that they came here to investigate this individual. It's about 70 years ago, which was 30 years after you, or 30 years later from when you guys died. So he's talking about the forest spirit as not being corrupted in the first volume of this book.
Okay, I guess I will take the headache in stride then.
Yeah.
If I can take the other person's
Holy shit,
personally.
the drink are innocent!
It means that whatever happened to this spirit happened while you were dead, Sarabi, quote unquote, dead.
I might just. I don't know how long it takes. I'd also be willing to take points of exhaustion because of this.
Yeah, this takes you about 4 hours. So if you stick here and just continue to pound your head against this, you can probably get through the third volume before the end of the day. But it's gonna be, you were just gonna be in here all day. This is your whole day. Yeah. So that's what you do in the 4 hours to get through the first volume. Arianti, it is you wanted to play music, right? You were trying to
Yes.
gain a little money. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
28.
Holy shit. Roll me 3d8.
$21.
Over the next 2 hours, so you play for about half the time. For about 2 hours or so, you manage to get 21 gold. It's in like loose change, so it's like some bronze, some copper pieces, some copper, some silver, some stuff like that. But in total, you manage to collect about 21 gold pieces. So you know that Rose and Kali have just reached the town, reached the camp. So you now have about 2 hours to try to find something to be as a present for Kira.
Okay. So I guess I spend some time checking all the shops and trying to figure out what to get her. Rose said that she's good at sewing, so I must assume that she likes to sew a lot. I mean, I'm also a child who is good at sewing. Maybe I get her something like a cute canvas bag with some thread and stuff that she can embroider stuff in it herself.
Okay. Yeah, it'll probably be maybe for the canvas bag, and then I'm assuming, are you getting like really nice threads and stuff, or?
Yes.
Okay.
She's been through a lot. She deserves nice threads.
Yeah, it'll probably be about 3 golds total for the whole thing. For the canvas bag, so I'm thinking like it's like it's like a tote almost, sort of in that kind of style. But
something cute for a kid, but something that's cute on its own, but something that you can still add to it.
Okay. That's probably be a little more then.
It's
probably
fine.
More like, so probably be 2 gold for the thread, because this is like high quality thread. And then, yeah, probably like another 2 for the bag. Nah, it's probably like 1 for the bag, for like a nice sort of sturdy bag. That you find like a nice sturdy, essentially cloth backpack. That's like a smaller backpack, but it doesn't. It's like like a cream colored thick canvas cloth, and then you get a bunch of threads that sort of go with the cream color, and you kind of like put them in the backpack and pockets and stuff like that. Okay, so that's kind of what you do, and you spend a little while picking out the threads and like which ones go together and which should I buy her a new set of needles and that kind of thing. And so you spend some time, checking out what the thread looks like, trying to determine if this person's trying to scam you, because you know what good thread looks like.
Yes.
So that takes you a little while you haggle with some of the shopkeepers and make sure that they're not like trying to, scam a kid. So that's what you do. So Kali and Rose, you guys get back to and Venna is out in her little garden. She's clearly gardening. But Kali, make me a perception check.
Okay. Plus what again? I just looked at it. I look at my character sheet to see what my add-on is, and then I can forget it immediately.
It's like looking at your phone to see what time it is and then putting it back down.
Oh,
and then not having
man.
read what time it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're like
16.
getting distracted.
16?
Yeah.
Okay. Venna is clearing out her garden. So it's not just like gardening, it's she's tilling the whole thing. So, and it's not like the normal way you would till a garden. She's not like returning like the vegetable matter. She's not like refertilizing it or anything.
She's
Just
clearing
like
it out.
collecting all of she's clearing it out.
Yeah.
So that's what she's doing. Is she's over there, pulling out carrots and scooping up potatoes out of the ground and, getting cabbages and stuff like that. And then Sane is sitting at the fire, the little fire pit that they normally have going. It's got a low grade fire, and she's making she's sort of working on lunch or some kind of soup that they have going for lunch. And she's working with Kira. Kira is much cleaner, much happier sort of attitude. She's kind of been hanging out with Sane a lot. And Sane is one of those general, Shane's a good person, just in general. She might be like rough, but Sane is a good person. So
Have they
been a
done
good influence on her. Yeah.
Have they done some intense cooking?
Probably some. Yeah, there's probably been some cooking. There's been some sewing. There's been a lot of just
Did she squash tomatoes aggressively?
smushing tomatoes aggressively.
Is that what you're asking?
Burning pasta. Lighting the house on fire. That kind of stuff. But yes, it's very much like that. So she just has she's got a fiery personality. So in general, her attitude with Kira has been
Put
she's not
passion
been
into
treating,
everything. Yeah.
She's not been treating Kira as as like hurt. Does that make sense? So she's treating Kira as just hunky dory, and so it sort of helps Kira cope because no one's tiptoeing around her.
Yeah.
But yeah. So when she sees both of you guys return, she still kind of goes a little meek, but she sort of steps behind Sane a little bit, and Sane promptly steps out in front of her and makes her stand on her own. Now you don't get to hide behind me kind of attitude. But yeah. But Sane sort of sticks her hand up, hey, and just waves.
Hey.
When you guys get closer.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just the two of us. Everyone else is doing whatever in town. But yeah.
Sounds like them. So,
And then
you here to pick up Squirt? And she points at Kira.
Yep.
I goes, yeah, and she'll kind of get near, not too close to Kira because she doesn't want to startle her, but near and kind of kneel. She's so fucking tall down at her level. And goes, Kira, we found your mom. Are you ready to go home?
I can go home?
Yes.
You found Mom? Really? Oh, but we're making lunch.
We can still have lunch
She
here.
kind of like looks. She looks to Sane like I had a chore. You gave me a chore. I'm supposed to do. I don't want to like make you mad.
Aww.
I was like, we can still have lunch here. We don't have to rush off immediately. I was just letting you know.
Oh, okay. Maybe can I bring some home to Mom? And she kind of looks over at Sane, and Sane's like, yeah, sure, kid, whatever. So
I'm sure she'll love it.
yeah.
Aww.
So you guys sort of all kind of work together. You and Venna and Rose and Kira and
Sane.
Sane. All of you guys kind of work together. You make a big lunch. So it's probably something you guys would eat over the next couple of days. And then Sane digs out a water skin that's clearly used as it's like for food. So it's got a wider mouth. So it's like something it's like a soup canister, but they don't really have those.
Yeah.
So it's
The water skin modified.
Yeah,
Just
but
like a
it's
soup
in like
canister.
it's like what you would use for a water skin, but it's been put into like a cup container thing, and it's got like a tie and then a lid to go on top of it. So it's almost like a soup container, but kind of like old school soup container. Yeah. So she fills up this. It's clearly some kind of travel mug that Sane has, and she fills this mug up for Kira to take back with you. So you guys probably spend about an hour here. So you guys probably are going to be here for a little longer than everybody else was expecting, because you guys finish up dinner or you finish up lunch. You guys have lunch together, and then you guys start walking Kira back.
Though as they walk back, or even before, maybe just whenever the opportunity arises, Callie's gonna tell Kira that she wants to apologize for making her wait this long to go home. And she tries to explain that, they wanted her to stay here while they made sure there was no more hags would show up. Or turn up.
Kira just kind of like shrugs. Yeah, Miss Sane said that there were still bad things, and I needed to stay here to make sure that I wasn't a bad thing too.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
Sane doesn't lie
surprised.
for shit.
Yeah. Hi, Sane goes, yeah. She's like, yeah. She said, yeah, we just wanted to make sure that you were okay, and, but looks like you are okay, and you get to go home.
My mom will be happy that I'm okay.
Sure.
But yeah, so she just kind of like Sane somehow, and this is something you know very well, Callie. Sane never lies, yet she manages to make still kid friendly, and you just don't know how she succeeds at that. Because if it was one of those things, like if someone's like, "Hey, Sane, where do babies come from?" Straight up, we'll tell them, but without like all of the nitty gritty details. But Sane's like, from a mom, like she's just like blunt as a shovel kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Kira's like, why do I have to stay? Sane's like, because we want to make sure you're not a hag. Yeah, so but it just kind of works for her. So yeah, so you guys walk back, and she seems to be okay. She's still a little spooked when like something like the wind blows really strong, or so she hears an animal noise. It kind of freaks her out, but she does not seem afraid of you guys. So you guys are not scary to her anymore. It's just like the world around her is still a little scary.
This girl is going to need therapy and a lot of love and care.
Yep.
Right.
But you guys sort of start your walk back, and she kind of sort of tells you what she did, because she's just like talking, because she's 13 and that's what they do. So she's just babbling. Sane made us cakes yesterday for my birthday, and then and then Miss Venna came back, and then we had dinner, and she showed me how to catch rabbits, and then I helped her fix her curtains. So yeah,
more like free labor.
Yes.
Seriously.
I was like,
Curtains that she don't need anymore.
I was like, I'm just glad you had fun with my aunts.
Yep. They're nice.
They are.
That's what Kira takes away from the situation. They're nice, weird old ladies who live in the forest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. She's not wrong.
But yeah, so you guys eventually get back to town. But Pill and Sarabi, you guys going out to find the Winter's Eye would not have taken the full 5 or so hours that they're gone for. So what else did you guys want to do?
What do you say, Wizard? Do you want to crash?
I would say it's totally up to Sarabi. Whatever they did next.
We can crash Birro's party.
Okay.
So just go into the library
Archives.
and so like, hello.
Okay, so Vero, you've got like ink smudged on your face, and there's crumpled piles of notes around you, and there's like torn up pieces of paper, and you just look in general very frustrated. You have this. It's probably the most frustrated and flustered to have ever seen you, and you're just like, I'm gonna kill when I find Honeydew Softfoot. I'm gonna murder him.
He has the same face that when he's trying to teach me how to breathe with plants. He must be really determined.
I'm gonna find the altar. I'm gonna kick him right in the fucking ball.
So if they come in, I think he will need to vent his frustrations a bit and will say, God, this is cumbersome. This is Softfoot has no idea of grammar, no concept of punctuation. He apparently finds more adjectives to describe the wine he's tasting than a magical creature he's supposed to be observing. There's neither focus nor structure to his work. And I need to tell Arianti I need to investigate the planeswalking tomorrow. I'm sorry. Hello?
Holy crap, that must be the most frustrating thing in the world! And she turns to Phil. What's punctuation?
He'll explain it to her.
Okay.
Robus, if he had a grave and a body, would be rolling in it, so Robbie.
When a mommy punk and a daddy situation get together, they make a punctuation.
Give me a second. Yeah, she's totally convinced I'm the punk daddy and tuition mommy.
Yep.
Punctuation is basically the notion of neatly differentiating in sentences so that people can understand them. If you do not, if you don't do that, someone has to work through words a lot to understand what you've been trying to say.
I don't know, Vero. That sounds fake. I think I believe they are a family.
Okay.
Can we help you with anything? And she just looks at the book for over shoulder.
I don't know. And he will show her, I think, the book that he's supposed to be reading next and ask Sarabi, do you understand this?
What language is that in? Do you understand
it's in common.
Is this a recipe?
It's salad sentences. It's really large sentences without points.
Yeah, Sarabi, you get like through the preface and you're like, oh no, fuck this.
And
can we skip to the pictures?
Yeah, Phil can try. Go ahead and make me an investigation check, Phil.
Okay. Oh shit, nat 20.
Okay, Phil, you've read books like this before. Old ass necromancers write like this. You dumb motherfuckers. Normally, the necromancers are more monologue-y and talking about how they're going to take over the world nonsense. This is more talking about like food and wine, but it's the same garbo nonsense that you've read before. Once you help, you essentially can flip through the pages pretty quickly and start to identify what sections actually need to be read. So you start picking up the volumes and go, nope, nope, nope. Oh, this page. And you just kind of like put like a piece of paper in the pages that matter. And so you just go through each volume and mark what actually is important in the book.
See,
so
Vero, we are helping.
Yeah.
Phil, what do you need? What? I owe you something. I will regret it later, but I owe you something.
Yeah.
Dress like you whenever I wear the hat, whenever I want. Forever.
What did he say?
He wants to pretend to be Vero, in the wedding gown whenever he wants.
He just looks at him, looks at the book, looks at him again. Permission granted.
Cleavage and all.
You know you will regret that, right?
Yep.
Yes, I am very aware, but I do not care right now.
Puts on the hat and looks like wedding gown Vero. And gets back to taking notes.
As he does that, Vero will just start to read the stuff that's actually relevant.
Okay. You guys managed to mark which portions of the book are actually relevant. For the most part, most of the first one's totally useless. which was the one you spent all of your time trying to read.
Mm-hmm.
There's maybe a handful of things in there talking about the actual essence, and right towards the end. The next couple volumes actually have some useful information. So the first one really comes down to it. He's found the stag. That's really the climactic end of it. Big golden stag, golden white, very pretty, clearly ethereal. Seemed pretty shy of people. Had a wound on its ass. Like a scar that seemed to glow a little bit. So like it was like so the scar itself was like try to think of, it's like a red color. Just like it looked like a wound, but it was like just this little itty bitty scar on its butt, like on one of its haunches. But then the rest of the stag looked normal. Big, healthy, not skeleton stag. And this was about 30 years ago.
So
or
something
about 70
happened.
years ago. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then over the description of them describing the stag. Damn it, I'm gonna screw that up. Hag and stag. Over the
You're
time,
giving us ideas.
over the next 5 years. Well, the next book takes place about as another 5 years or so, because each one of these are like 5-year chunks. It talks about maybe about halfway through this book that the stag is starting to look gaunt, like it's sick, which starts to gain Honeydew's attention a little bit more, and he starts taking more adamant notes about the stag. About the stag. About the stag. So, yeah, and he starts to describe how by about the end of the book, it's starting to look like the flesh of the stag's face is like shedding off, and the stag is doing erratic things. It's like knocking over trees. It started a forest fire that as far as he can tell, stag itself started the fire, and it burned a big portion of the forest. And it starts acting kind of erratically, where it's not like preserving the forest. It's starting to make the forest decay, and like the flesh on its face is falling off, and its like aura itself is starting to change. And this is freaking Honeydew out a little bit. And then the next book is the third volume, is sort of the description of Honeydew attempting to find the source of corruption. So he follows the stag around a lot, as much as he can, and he's trying to like see if he can find a source of this decay. As far as he can tell, it seems to be radiating from the center of the Snakewood's heart. So there's something in the Snakewood's heart that he can tell is making the stag sick. And that's basically all of the third volume. That's as far as you guys get today. There's still 2 more volumes. Yeah.
They're not here in the library. Or
They are. They're in the archive, but that's as far as you guys get within 5 hours. You guys managed to get to the end of the third volume when Kali and Rose and Kira come back. So if you guys want to stay here, you can keep reading. That's just like the time. That's like so I'm trying to keep you guys in time with where you are in the universe.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you guys stay, the 3 of you just hang out. You guys can finish the other 2 books by the end of the day.
Okay.
Ariente, after she finished shopping, she'll be like hanging out at the edge of town where they know they're going to arrive.
Okay.
Wait to greet them.
All right. So Ariente, you do see Rose and Kylie and Kira are all kind of walking up, and Kira is holding this like pitcher, the jug of soup, basically, and she's kind of been holding it the whole time, and she's been talking to both Rose and Kylie, and she seems fine. I mean, she still looks a little tired and kind of sick, like gaunt, like she's been sick for a while, but she looks like she's recovering.
Okay. Ariente runs up, and while she's running, she goes, Kira! And then she tackles her with a hug.
Ah! And then there's a collision, and she manages not to fall over, but it's only because she ends up thumped against
Callie
Kylie's
will
leg.
reach out and like try to stabilize both of them.
Yeah, so Kylie's bench basically manages to both of them from being fallen over, and Kira's like, "Hi, I have soup.
That smells good. I'm so glad you're okay.
I'm glad I'm okay too.
I'm sorry I couldn't see you yesterday. I heard it was your birthday. So I got you this.
You got me something for my birthday? And she just kind of like her voice trails off a little bit as you like present her the backpack, and she's like, "Oh, I got a bag." And then she like reaches for it. Can I put the soup in it? Because that way she doesn't have to keep holding it.
I can hold this soup for you. Here, look inside the bag.
So you trade it, and then she goes through. Oh, these are so pretty, and she's like goes through the threads, and she's clearly looking at the threads, and they're soft. Arianti, these are wonderful. How did you know I liked sewing?
Oh, I had an inkling.
I had a cleric.
I thought that maybe you could use this thread to sew something on the bag, something that you like.
I could put my name on it, and flowers, and that funny symbol that Auntie Sane showed me how to make.
Holy shit!
And
So adorable.
It's the symbol of Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the dragon head, it's like a really simplistic version of the dragon head. So yeah. But yeah, so she's very excited about her new present. She pretty much puts it on. Yeah.
And she's glad that she likes it. And she looks at the soup. Oh. Now that I think about it, I'm hungry.
You eat all day. And Kira's like, that's for my mom.
She's gonna love it.
And then I said I could take some with me. Yep.
Aww.
It's nice. We'll have it for dinner. So yeah, so she seems in a much better state of mind than when you last saw her.
I'm glad.
Okay. But yeah, so you guys managed to kind of wind your way back towards the poorer side of town where you find her mother is a seamstress, which makes sense that she's good at sewing. And so you managed to find her mother again. And she's working. I mean, so you guys just kind of take her to the seamstress store, the shop, and you sort of like knock on the door and you open it, and there, ta-da, you just kind of like push Kira in, and her mother just jumps up, Kira, and runs over to grab her daughter and check her face and make sure she's okay and the whole 9 yards. And she just kind of like, she's just like, "Mommy!" And it's just this very cute moment where she just goes over and hugs her daughter, and she kisses her face all over, and she's absolutely stunned that you sort of said what you said you'd do, that you guys actually found her daughter, brought her daughter back, that the hags are gone apparently at this point. But yeah, she is over the moon.
Probably the rumor has gone around by now, since we don't know the relationship of the Winter's Eye with everybody else, but likely somebody blabbed about it already.
You're starting to get that vibe, especially with you guys sort of rode into town with a tiger and 2 hyenas. So definitely people went to go talk to Suzanne to see if she was okay. And so that kind of explanation started to spread around. So there's little whispers and rumors of it, but you also told Kira's mom that you wouldn't bring Kira back until the hags were gone. So by bringing her back, she is making the assumption that the hags are gone. Yeah. But yeah, so you sort of reconnect her with her daughter, and she asked you guys have seen Greg.
We haven't. I was actually going to ask you if maybe you could tell us anything more about him, so maybe it'd be easier for us to locate him.
Well, I mean, he's kind of a shithead. But he's just a human, maybe 5'10". She kind of like holds her hand up. He's fair skinned. He looks more like Kira than he does me. Reddish hair-ish. It's more brown. He says it's red. It's brown. Listen, really, I was expecting to see him in a tavern these days, and I just haven't. But, I mean, he was a lumberjack, but he hurt his back. Keeps telling me he hurt his back and he can't go back to work. Asshole. But the fact that I don't like him all that much all the time, very often. But I am starting to be worried. I haven't seen him in a couple of days.
Maybe we can have Rose message him
I was
if
about
she
to
tells
say,
her enough about him.
That's why Callie asked, because Callie's going to Rose and go, this is a huge shot in the dark, but you think you can try message like you did when I told you about Sane?
I can try. You gave me, you told me all sorts of stories and everything you knew about her, so that was easier for me to connect with.
Yeah, Callie looks back and says, yeah, you need to tell her things so she becomes familiar with him so that she can magically send him a message to hopefully figure out where he is or tell him to come back.
Alright, between Kira telling you stories about her dad and Kira's mom telling you stories about Greg, you guys managed to it's about the same level of information that Kali had for you. So again, you'll have to make a
I was about to say, Callie could try to draw him from their descriptions. It's probably not going to be accurate.
They're real
she
vague.
Might attempt, but if they're super vague, she won't. She's like, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's probably not. It's probably not as detailed as you might want for like a drawing for like a crime scene.
Yeah, no, I was laughing.
Yeah, it's not like a suspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a magic check or whatever you roll for like making an attack, because you have to like try to think about how to get to him.
All right.
Yeah. So like your spellcasting ability. That's the word I wanted. Your spellcasting ability.
While they're doing this, I had this for her mom that she has to.
Katie. What? I'm sorry. Say it again so the recording can get that. You super cut out.
Oh, I said while you guys were talking and getting stories, I gave Kira back the soup so she can show her mom that she has soup.
Okay.
Yeah, that she brought dinner home. Sorry, Mom, I've been gone for a week and a half. Here's dinner.
Okay.
Okay.
That's 12 altogether.
Oh, can I give her a diabard? What is it called
Bardic
again?
Inspiration?
Yes,
Inspiration.
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
go ahead. D6. Yep.
Okay. That's a 3, so that would be 15 altogether.
15? Okay, that's high enough. You managed to get a message out, and it goes off, and you hope that it finds the right Greg. And you wait a couple of minutes, and you wait a couple of minutes, and you hear, "Who is this? What? Where are you in my head? Where are you? And what is happening? Oh my God! Where are you? What is this? I'll fight you! I've got a sword. I'm not afraid to use it."
She kind of winces. Uses her Pearl of Power to get back a 3rd level spell slot, and then makes another sending. Greg, your wife and daughter are waiting for you back in town. Go find them.
Back home. Yeah.
Weird voice in the forest.
We should already have told him.
I'm somewhere in the forest. If you could point me in the direction of home, I'll go.
Oh, great.
He's lost.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she when she gets the message back, he is very lost.
Alright, well.
Somewhere in the forest.
He has no idea where he is, and he doesn't even know how to. He doesn't even have a. He's too confused to even tell me any landmarks. So it might be better to ask.
Go find him.
Ask guards or somebody, or we could go looking for him. But it's a big forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But
We have
lost somewhere in the forest.
We have a wolf that has a good nose.
Let's say if we can just find something that has a scent on it, we can send Petro after him. Petro's there with
I
us
can
too
take
at the
it.
current moment.
I can also have my beast out Is it the next day? It is the next day. I can have my beast out and I give them a scent and they can go in different directions and help find them.
Possibly. Probably only the hyenas would be who get away with that. Most
Okay, then I'll
everybody
try
else
my
does not
best.
track with scent. Oh, the jackal. It'd be the hyenas and the jackal, probably. Maybe the weasels. Those are probably the only three who really track with scent. The baboon, the ape, the axebeak, and the tiger probably would not have as much luck with that.
I don't know.
I
Tigers.
can roll to see what I'll get out.
Tigers more rely on hearing and sight than smell.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can try to do that. It's like the middle. It's like mid to late afternoon. So I don't know if you want to try to summon them right now. But yeah.
We still have to regroup, right?
Yeah, you still have to regroup. But yeah, so
In the meanwhile, I'm going to ask them for something that has his scent, like a shirt or something, and I can put it in my bag of holding to have.
they'll kind of. She's gonna take Kira home, so she's kind of leaving work for the day, and she's gonna take Kira home to sort of check in on her, make sure she's okay. But when they get back to their house, you guys essentially follow them back, and she manages to find one of his old dirty socks and gives it to you.
Okay, and I put it in the bag of holding. We'll use that later.
So go ahead and make in the bag of holding one of Greg's socks.
Okay.
So in Ariante's bag of holding.
You have one of Greg's socks.
It's like a quest item that you can throw away.
Yep.
I think there was one of that of fruit.
God, I'm just reminded of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where for some reason Zuko had Iroh's old smelly sandal the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So did you Did you three want to go try to find the other three?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to the archives. That's where Vero said he was going.
Yeah. So you guys go sort of wander back to the archives. Mm-hmm. The archivist is like, Jesus, how many of you are coming in here?
I just want to say that while we were waiting, because Vero was so concentrated reading, and Sarah can understand shit, so she was braiding Phil's Vero cross-dressing hair. Fantastic. And tried to summon flowers, but she summoned really badly, so they came out looking like tiny little genitals all over his head.
Fantastic.
Smells like just like
malformed flowers. Amazing.
Yeah.
At this point, he's just like showing off his reading skills. Like, ha ha ha! Ha. Oh, I'm so educated.
Vero, on the other hand, looks really focused, but really frazzled too. Not as bad anymore, but like it seems at some point he might have like hair sticking out like crazy. That's really unusual for Vero, who usually keeps them in a very tight
has like
bun.
a nice, clean appearance all times. Yeah.
Ink smudges everywhere, and he's just.
So by the time you guys get there, Pill, you have successfully managed to earmark the last two books. Vero, you finished reading the third by the time everybody kind of gets to where you guys are located. Yeah. So you still have two more to read and the rest of the day to kind of finish them up, but Pill, you essentially have earmarked all of the sections Vero will go into detail with. Now, Pill, you can start to read them too if you want, but you are essentially right now just earmarking the important parts.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So Arianti and the rest of you guys kind of show up. There is two Veros. Sarabi is braiding one of their hair. One of them looks disheveled. One of them, and then you guys sort of re-arrive. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Have fun with that.
So Arianti walks up to the Vero that's with Sarabi and be like, "Hey Vero, did you find anything about the planewalkers?
That's not
Also, you look pretty."
Vero.
Why, yes, I am, Vero.
That's
Can't you
Pilro.
see me?
Pilro.
According to Vero, he can be Vero if he wants.
Oh,
I can be Vero whenever I want, so I'm Vero.
Okay.
So yeah, Vero say they are both Vero, so yeah, I know.
Well, he said Sarabi says it's Vero, so it has to be Vero.
I mean, like, you can also see the other Vero, like, at the...
right there.
That one's Phil.
That
He's
one's
a
Phil.
Callie just
He
sighs, walks around
Bird
the table
doesn't
to
even
Vero.
respond. Bird doesn't even respond. He's just.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
So Vero, did you find anything about the planewalkers? She asked the one in the dress.
Did I find anything about the Planewalker?
No, you were just
No,
Planewalkers.
you're
Bird just
yes.
looked-
Planewalkers. An interesting concept.
Okay.
What did you
he
find
looks-
out? I need to know.
He looks
Are
up
they,
at this
are
point.
they from this? Are they
Phil,
from the
do
same family
research
than
for me. Go
punctuation?
ask him.
Ask Pill? Okay. Hey, Pill! That some reason looks like a disheveled Vero. Did you find anything about the planewalkers?
Not yet, Sally. I'm very sorry, Arinti. I'll have to do that tomorrow. This person is apparently very bad at writing. I
Wait,
will
what?
do that tomorrow, though. Promise.
Pill apologizing. What?
What a no.
I'm confused.
Oh, that's the only way to tell the difference.
She turns around. And points at the one with the dress. You're an imposter. You're Pill. You tricked
I'm
me.
so sorry. I have no idea what you're talking about.
If we were ever to draw a scene, this would be it.
Yes.
Can't believe I fell for it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Jesus. Okay. So are all of you guys gonna hang out while Vero and Pill finish reading these last two volumes?
Well, before we continue on,
Yeah.
Callie's gonna look at the real Vero.
Arita's gonna go
Ask
look
him
for things
if
on
he-
planewalkers.
Ask him if he's eaten anything at all, because you can tell he looks more messy than usual. Which is not at all. He's normally not at all messy.
You don't even know what time of day it is.
Yes, have you eaten? Do you need a break? You look like you need a break.
I don't think I can. I mean, it was before I entered this library when we were still together. I think I should. I mean, I guess
It's like
you're right.
midday. You should eat again. You're supposed to eat 3 times a day, sir.
He has good berry. He can get food whenever he wants.
Has he even casted Goodberry?
Have you?
I mean, I don't have the spell prepared, and I would go outside for that. You shouldn't eat in the archive.
Then how about we go take a break? And
That
you
sounds
go
like
eat,
something a
and then you
fake
can
Vera
come
would
back.
say.
Phil, shut up.
Yeah, Phil.
I mean, you're right. I'm gonna go back after it immediately. Oh, I think I'm close.
That's fine. It's just you'll regret it if you don't eat something, and maybe some air will help.
I guess so. Thanks, Carly.
Okay. So you guys sort of take a little break. I'm assuming Pill remains Vero for his entire hour.
I actually, like, when he takes off the hat, like, the flowers braided in his hair just decay.
Fantastic. All right, perfect. After the hour's up, your hair's still braided though.
Just
Yeah,
all the
'cause it's an
flowers just
illusion.
withered and
Yeah.
decayed.
So now you have like dead roses in your hair,
Yeah.
but they're like mutated roses, so they look even worse dead. But yeah, but your hair still is in like a big braid.
Oh, and as
You
they
guys
take
stop
a
and
break,
take
Callie's gonna
Yeah.
tell everyone else about how they have Greg's dirty sock and how they need to go track him. And if anyone,
You're
if they
really
want,
not thinking.
Yeah, I'll show you. Let me pull it out.
You raided his sock collection?
Scandalous.
well, his family did, and they gave one to us. So.
Scandalous.
I know, right? But yeah, we need to go. He's lost in the woods. Rose sent him a message. He doesn't know where he is. We need to go rescue him from it. I know
And
Vera
we
wants
have
to
no
go back
more
to
sendings.
reading. Yeah.
I have no more sendings today, so even if we could, like, try to figure out where he is based off of where he says he is. I couldn't send another message.
Yeah, but still, a lonely person with no adventurer training in the middle of the wood, I don't think he's going to last long.
No, so I was thinking we
he's
need
already
to...
been out there for at least a couple of days. Yeah. So he's made it so far.
The fact that he's alive is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a logger. So he does have experience sort of camping out in the forest. He's not completely useless. It's just this forest is also dangerous. So there's like a give and take here.
Plus the fact that he was shouting and waving his sword around like a madman might have given his position away too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere else in the universe. Forest lady? Oh, forest lady!
So Vero, if you want...
Rose regrets not introducing herself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vero, if you want, I guess you can stay here and continue your research, but... I don't know. Sarabi, do you want to stay in there with him? Pill, do you want to go with us or stay with Vero?
I am Vero.
Okay. Sarabi?
Well, if you need Pietro, I'm going to go with my brother. But you are not are you really thinking on sticking that stinky thing in the muscle of my brother?
I know, I wouldn't like it either, but how else are we gonna track him down?
Okay, she gets on her knees and puts a hand on Pietro. I'm not going to force you. What do you want to do?
He just shrugs.
I mean, it's probably not any more stinkier than you or him have ever been, so...
He's a dog, wolf. Dogs like stinky smells.
Oh yeah, so if you guys give him this sock, he's gonna eat it.
Yeah, like, don't give it to him, put it in front of him, and let him smell it and take it away.
Yeah. For him, it smells good.
I was just like sneaking
kind of
behind, shove it in his nose real quick.
Okay, brother, just for the record, you are disgusting. Okay, give him the...
He wags!
It's been how many years and you're just now coming to this conclusion?
I'm so proud, you finally figured it out.
Wait, Sarabi, don't you have good scent too? Maybe you could help.
Yeah, maybe you could track it.
Fuck it, I'm not smelling that thing.
Alright.
I have a very sensitive nose.
Vero will transform into a dog and we'll do it.
I mean, no,
Vero
you
can
can
do that.
Do it. He'll be happy to. So are you guys looking for him tonight, or are you guys gonna look for him tomorrow?
Well, we could start tonight and camp.
And if there's no...
I suggest tonight.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna go camp out in the forest?
Yes.
Sure do that. There is a really creepy ghost zombie murder deer out there, and he doesn't
near
like.
the heart of the forest.
Yeah, in the heart. We're not going in the heart.
rest of the forest.
There is also a very creepy giant zombie-looking bear.
That's true.
Dire bear. There is a dire bear out there.
We can better handle a dire bear than a civilian
And I don't know
logger
you guys,
can.
but I'm just super tired. I think a night of rest could really help me. But okay, if you want to go, we'll go.
So is Vero staying behind while you guys are heading out into the forest, or is Vero going with you guys?
It's up to Vero.
Well, if we stay the night, Vera will be able to finish the books, and then we can out in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably should do that.
You can't send any more message, right?
I can't.
No, she can't.
So, like, have to survive, and if we find him dead, well, we'll just feel really bad about it and move on with our lives. What else can we do?
Can I have my animals come out and sniff this, then come back and let us know if they found anything?
Sure.
You're
They'll
really,
sit
really
here at
obsessed
dawn.
with
So
your
if
book.
they don't find anything, probably by about 2 in the morning, they'll probably head back, so that way they can get you to tell you before dawn.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and pull your animals. We'll see if you get one that can smell stuff.
Alright, then we'll just let Vero read and...
6,
And
3.
the 3.
What are
Let's
those?
see, the 6 are both of the weasels, and the 3... Okay, I'll say the weasels. They probably all go together, so that they can track stuff together, but the weasels can probably smell the sock.
What's the number 3?
Baboon.
Baboon. Okay, so the baboon I just dismissed. He's useless.
Okay. Alright, so you send the 2 weasels out to go search.
Wait,
Okay.
the baboon doesn't have to smell, but he can still look around.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let him.
If you want to send them as a group, that way they have protection. The baboon can help fight stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna split them up so they could go look at more spots, but
Your choice.
yes. So the baboon will go with them, and his job is to protect the weasels as they are trying to find. Right.
Okay.
And then if they get hurt, he runs away so he can give intel.
Okay. Perfect. This probably won't be something that we handle until the next session, so I'm going to write this down. That you have 2 weasels, 2 giant weasels, and a baboon for Greg.
And I send them off as soon as we get the sock. So
Okay. So
whatever
you
time
sent
that
them off
gets
a while ago.
yes.
Okay. So we're probably going to end soon here, just our session for today. But we'll finish up with the books that Vero is reading.
Damn, I'm gonna have to
Okay.
wait even longer
Oh,
now.
can I, while we have a couple more hours, try to see if there's anything about planewalkers in the library? Probably
Yeah,
not.
it would. So yeah, so it's a archive. And yes, you can try to look for stuff about the planewalkers. You would go ahead and make me an investigation check. We'll see if you find anything. And then and then we'll sort of end with what Vero reads. Vero and Pill sort of read in the last 2 volumes.
I got an 8.
8. No.
I need help.
The shelves are too high, and you can't find the ladder. Yeah. So you are struggling with finding anything about the planeswalkers. But between Pill and Vero, you guys managed to finish the last 2 books right around sundown. Volume 4 describes his sort of search of the heart of the forest and his growing fear of what once was the forest essence. Whatever is this forest essence is starting to be corrupted, more so than just like visually, it's having some sort of disastrous effect on the creature itself. It's like the forest is being tainted, not just the animal, but there's something wrong in the forest, and it is forcing the change in the essence. It's growing. His notes, being more and more concerned in his sort of annotations, are talking about how he's hiding from the forest creature, while he's sort of sneaking around in the heart of the forest, looking for whatever this taint might be, whatever the source of corruption is. He makes an annotation in the end of the fourth that the stag now has an arrow sticking out of its chest, and the wound on its hindquarters got really big. So like over time, he was watching as the wound got bigger and bigger, and now there's just like a hole in its chest, and this arrow is sticking out of it, but the wound in its hindquarters is gone. He's not sure what this means for the animal, whether it's, was it recently shot? Did someone else attack it? He doesn't know what this is implying. But that's the end of the 4th volume. Then you get to the 5th one. And the 5th volume is chaotic. But it's not chaotic in the usual way you've grown accustomed. It's not fun, happy annotations about wine and bunny rabbits and butterflies. It's like a madman is writing. It's very disjointed. He doesn't complete his sentences. It's very, very confusing to read through it. But again, with Pill's help, you manage to sort of pick out the key parts of this. And Pill, this book was much more similar to the sort of necromancy books you're familiar with the crazy people who have gone mad with power. This guy reminds you very much of like that, but he's more fearful. Like there's something in the forest he's afraid of. But he wants to possess it. He's clearly lived out in the forest this whole time. So he's been out there for 25 years. So from the way that his descent into madness has occurred, You think it's because he's been living in the forest that sort of caused his crazy.
Okay.
But he's talking towards the final couple of chapters. He's talking over and over and over and over about this ring. He says there's a ring. He needs to find this ring. It's really important. He needs to have this ring. And he just keeps mentioning a ring over and over and over. And it's not really specific. But on the last sort of his very last chapter, he talks about this golden ring one more time and how it has this shard of flint embedded into it, and how he's finally found it, and he's going to collect it tonight, and it'll finally be his to possess, and the forest will be his to control. And
Creepy.
he ends on saying, "The fortune teller was right. This will be my card of strength," and that's his final entry.
The strength.
It's Smeagol here.
A fortune?
No, but that's all. The strength is the card Sarabi got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, Pill
I-
tells what he found to Vero. Or,
I think
you
they've
guys
been
were
reading
both kind of
together.
reading this together. So yeah.
okay.
So that
I
seems
guess
like
Pill's like deciphering.
Yeah.
it seems like the. It seems like what Sarabi got when we. Oh,
I have one person I want to ask about this, but I don't know if she's very happy with me right now.
Yeah, you could ask her.
Okay, I asked the ring lady.
She doesn't respond. It's not that she's ignoring you. It's like she's not. It's like the line of communication between both sometimes comes in and out, and this is one of those phases when it's not. She can't contact you.
Oh, but did she at least get the message?
You don't know. It's one of those. It's like having no reception. So as far as you know, your phone call, she just didn't. The phone call didn't go through. So you don't know if she even got the message or not.
Pill makes like a mental note to like
Okay.
ask her about it when he can
Okay.
talk to her.
there's let's take what he said seriously. If there's a ring that's supposed to control the forest, someone must have made it, right? Someone must have had the full intent and purpose to
And
control the entire Snakewood forest.
we might find that ring somewhere around the heart.
Yes,
On the stag himself, it could be embedded inside of him.
I would be very careful with that, but so we need to, right? It's in the heart of the forest. It's a ring to, but he doesn't. The stag wouldn't let us in there. He just.
Well,
No,
I
I'm
don't-
wondering. I don't know if we could cast locate object on it. I mean, is this enough information to do that?
It could be, yeah. I mean, it would take a little finagling, but he does describe the ring a couple of times. Probably the clearest description you get from him is that he says it's a golden ring with runes on the inside of it and a piece of flint embedded into it, like someone would embed a diamond piece, but it's like a chip of flint.
And like Rose knows locate object, right?
Yeah.
I do too. I would just have
you
to
do.
sleep.
Yeah, so this it could potentially be enough description to find something like that. It's a very distinctive ring. You don't know how many people carry around rings with flint on them. So
As I said, so maybe tomorrow or overnight, I guess, when after we find the guy and get some rest, we look for the ring afterwards. Probably after we take the guy back to his family.
Guess that is all what's.
We can look for the ring at the same time.
you could.
Yeah, but we don't know what'll happen when we get it.
I
We
promise
don't really
you.
want to bury the guy to the heart.
As I
Oh,
say,
that's
if something
that poor
I would
guy.
say that could piss off the guardian spirit, and we might have to fight it if we get it. So I'd rather the guy not be there for that.
I promised Ariante I would look up the planeswalker stuff. When are they closing?
You probably wouldn't be able to look up the planeswalkers tonight. You can see that the archivist is like, tapping on his wrist kind of thing. Like, I want to go home again. You people are nuts. Please leave.
You're making him work over hours. Damn it.
And then Ariante just trudges over and just whines that she couldn't find anything.
We'll try another time, alright?
Okay.
Literally have all the time in the world, so.
Yeah, so if you guys find Greg and then you want to try to look for the planeswalkers, or if you find Greg and then go look for the ring, what I mean, like, you guys can hang out here for a while. Yeah.
Alright, Alright. Okay. So, it's more than I expected. Still vague.
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I wasn't saying. It's alright. Go back. Let's go back then.
Not much,
Okay.
but we finally have a lead.
Mm-hmm.
At least we have that one.
The implication is that poison or that Sarabi and Petro might not have been the cause of the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that does not shake that the forest spirit fucking hates them.
But also the forest spirit believes they are the reason.
It believes you guys are the cause, for sure.
So there is something that is messing up with the memories of this creature too.
Yep.
Even if he got his memories back, he'd probably still hate you if you shot him in his butt.
Yeah, I will hate everybody.
It's like you shot me in my butt, I'd hate you too.
Okay.
You guys are fucking assholes, but I don't hate you so much anymore.
If we could just explain to the stag what's in there, but I don't think it will go. And I mean, I barely had the patience to read through this.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, if they're starting to, if they've gone over to discuss it with everybody, Rose is like, I don't think that it listens to logic anymore.
Oh.
And hey, it wouldn't hurt to ask the stag himself about this guy.
I think he's sick of us by now.
Probably.
Okay, well, he's gotta get over it.
Watch him get over it by sucking in the exhaustion.
Yeah.
Off topic, but because we're ending the session soon and I cannot wait another month, Callie is gonna leave to go to the inn when you guys are there, and she's gonna go read that letter, Beth. Because I cannot wait.
She's gonna
what?
Read the letter.
Oh,
I can't wait another month.
Okay, alright, that's fine. Okay, so you
So
read the
she's
letter.
gone. She left after they
She
established they weren't
after
gonna
they
do
established what's
anything.
happening.
Yeah, after they established that they're gonna stay here and they're gonna get him the next night, she just would have left to go to the tavern. She would have hung out in the room for a little bit, trying to distract herself, pacing, and then would just said, fuck it, and gave in and opened it, because this thing's been like, await.
Have you read the letter yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. Would you like to read it aloud?
Not at first. I want to read it first
Okay.
by myself.
We can start the next session then with you reading the letter if you'd like.
Fuck it, I'll just read it out loud now. Sorry, I just read the
Okay.
first line. I was like, fuck it, I'll read
You
it out
just
loud.
wanted so
hold on.
I
bad.
want to, I can't stop myself. This has
If
been
you're reading
torture
it aloud,
for the past
I'm gonna
month.
change the music really quick, so hold on.
Okay, this has been torture for the past month. Every time I'm not thinking of something, I immediately think of this fucking letter. I'm just like,
I didn't mean to, take over that
I was just like, don't think about it. So I threw myself into the other D&D campaign and was constantly thinking about that. So I did think about this letter.
And you could read it anytime?
Yes, anytime, but I didn't want to. I wanted to read it. I wanted to be authentic, if you get what I mean, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been torture.
You could have just told Beth to take away the reading privileges from
Take
you.
it away. But at the same time, it was good for me because if I'm having this hard of a time, Callie's is 10 times worse. Even though she probably has better self-control than I do, still, it means more to her than it would to me, even if I control her.
Why will she wait then?
Because it's more like, she's
She wanted to
kind
focus on her task?
Yes, she didn't want to get distracted from everything else they had to do, and it's slightly fearful of what's in it, you know? Even though she really wants to know what's in it at the same time, you know. That whole fear of the unknown. Huh?
Okay. No, I wanna know too.
Okay.
Let's listen.
Yeah. Oh. Alright. It says, to my dearest Callie, I have started and restarted this letter hundreds of times. I just did not know what I wanted to say to you. No, that's not true. I know what I need to say, and I know what I want to say. I love you. I love you, my brave, beautiful daughter. I loved every minute I got to spend with you, every step that I watched you take, every practice session we had, every swing of your blade. I believed you to be Zally's child, but I loved you like you were my own, because you were. No matter what else I tell in this letter, I want you to know that. I love you, my darling daughter. And I know you live, as does Sarabi and Petro. I have not told the others of what I know. Your mother made me promise not to tell anyone else. She was a difficult woman, but I loved her while she traveled with us. But when she married another and they left together, it hurt me far more than I expected. I threw myself into adventuring, into taking risk after risk, from dragons to bar fights. I didn't care. I just didn't want to think about the pain and the loss. But then, 2 years or so later, she came back. Zally came back with a babe bundled in her arms and fear in her eyes. She begged me to take you in, to care for the child she could not because her life was in danger. She made me swear not to tell you much about her in order to keep you safe. But something has changed. Much has. Zally came back to me several years after you and Sarabi left, and she told me the truth about her and of you. You are her daughter, but you are also mine. She claimed that she didn't love Obas, that she never did, but she feared him, feared what he would do to us if she tried to flee from him. And then when she found out she was pregnant, she told him the baby was his, but she knew differently. And while she carried you, she plotted for a way to run away, to free herself from him, to free you. And so she gave me you. But Obas was still hunting her. It is what he did. He slays Asimars. He believes that no celestial being should be trapped by a mortal coil, and only in death would they be free. He fell in love with your mother before he decided to kill her. He believed she would help him with his cause, that she would fall like he had, that she would singe her wings and take up a blade to free other divine beings, damning herself like he had, and that you, their daughter, would do the same. But she lied and she ran. Years went by, nearly 30, when I finally tried to write this again, and you did not return. I, like the others, had feared the worst, feared that you were lost to us. But Zally, just as young and beautiful as ever, came to me again, and her words brought a hope I have dared not have. She discovered that you still live, or that you would again. I didn't understand much of what she said, but that she feared for you and your friend's safety, for Obas still lives as well. He is still hunting her to the ends of the earth, and now she fears he will come for you as well. She doesn't know if you carry her blood, her divine gifts, but whether you do or not, he will come for you, my sweet Callie. He has grown to hate Zally and any who call themselves her kin. And whatever magics or fate that now guide your hand, know that Obas will seek to destroy you. Be safe, my dearest daughter, and if is crossed out. And when he comes to you, strike first. Your father, Reuben.
Aww.
Yep. I forgot I wrote this.
Phelan's upset.
Sorry.
Obas is her husband that killed her?
No.
No, she's not dead.
She's not dead.
At least as far as we know.
Then is it Obas? Ovas?
Obas. O-B-A-S.
That's her husband, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get from the letter. Is Callie his daughter or
No,
the other guys?
Callie is the biological daughter of Reuben. Zali
Okay.
has told him that Obas was the man Zali married. But Callie is not his daughter because Zali kind of, had an affair with Reuben.
With Reuben, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom is an Asimar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Asimar. Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody
Everybody
had
kind of
suspicion.
figured, she was something along that lines. Mm-hmm.
And the implication that Obas is an Asimar as well, but he's fallen.
fallen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Nice.
Damn.
Now you know.
Yep. Now you have to deal with it. Ha!
But next month.
That's for a decision for next month. That's actually a good place to end it. But yeah, there you go. Kali read her letter. You guys found out more about the heart of this forest, and shit's getting weird. Katie, Arianti found out more about what her life was like. You guys learned a lot this episode.
Yeah,
we did.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so we will pick back up hopefully next month is the plan. I have a holiday, a 3-day weekend coming up in October. So I'll try, I'm going to aim for that weekend to see if we can do it then. But I'll give us the whole month to try to plan something.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll try to get out that schedule within the week or two. It depends on what I'm up to. But yeah. My life has just gotten suddenly busier as I'm trying to work on my thesis and do class and teach and the whole kit. So,
oh darn, thesis.
Fine, we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once a month, I will try. Let me see if I can speak English. Once a month, I will try to make sure that we play. I don't know if I can up it to twice a month. We'll see what I'm up to in October. December, I can probably aim twice for over the Christmas holiday. If we want to try to aim for that, I can probably do it. Yeah. So, okay. I will.
We should all have like a mini session on Halloween for those who can meet up.
Yeah. If we do something on Halloween, that would be fun.
What day of the week is Halloween?
Like a horror mini session.
What kind of
I could do
weekday is
Thursday.
it?
Well, I don't know if everyone could do Thursday though.
I'm usually good for any day.
Well, I mean, like, it's for those who can meet up, have like a mini session on Halloween, like a spooky session, I guess.
Yeah.
What?
I might leave sooner, but yeah, I could probably.
I don't understand what you guys are talking about.
We're gonna get together on Halloween and we're gonna just play games and stuff and act stupid.
Like a mini session.
When is Halloween?
The 31st.
31st, the last day of October.
End of October.
Yeah.
Check. The last
Very
day
last
of
day.
October.
We can also meet up before then
Thursday.
too if the gap between now and the next session is too big. If we ever just want to meet or whatever.
For me, it's like any other day, so sure, why not?
Yeah, like, you got like Day of the Dead, we got Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I got like, what?
Well, I mean, I kind of lost my group, so I have more time.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Halloween's like our version of Day of the Dead, basically.
But I don't have Day of the Day. That's
You're
for
thinking
that's
of South.
for Mexican people only.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit.
Know your cultures.
It's okay, I understand. It does sound like a super Latin American celebration, but no, actually it's only Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say, because I could have sworn, fuck.
We're even learning about culture. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna let Sano try to nap. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. I'll try to get that posted in a bit. Okay.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.